What? No money? Here, suck a cock.
Suck a cock?
Yes, suck the cock.
Live from the Streamline Mortgage Solutions studio, it's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Whoopee!
Hello, this is your Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan program. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Show number 554.
I think we got it right that time. Welcome to a Mediocre Time with Tom and with Dan and with Travis and with Big Tim Murphy. It is show number 554.
Yep. How's it going?
What's up, buddy? How are you?
We got our foot golf tournament tomorrow, and those of you who didn't bid and are not playing can still participate in the after party. It's going to be at Celery City right around 12:30.
Yes.
Everybody from the foot golf tournament's going there for the after party. The silent auction's happening. Everybody's going to enjoy some beers. That's where Gringos is serving lunch for the participants in the foot golf. I'll thank some sponsors real quick.
Yeah, do it.
Guardian Water Services, All Pro Dent Removal.
I need to talk to them.
Our buddy Corey Brandt,
Yep.
He's a big sponsor.
Good man. Good man.
Thank you to All Pro Paintless Dent Removal. Also, the DeWitt Law Firm. They've covered the green fees for a couple of years now. So thanks to Mo DeWitt and DeWitt Law Firm. Celery City, Bart Merrick. He's a whole sponsor. Also, Streamline Mortgage Solutions paid for all the balls, so thank you to Streamline. We got White Claw, Vintage Paper Company.
Yeah.
It is helping us with all the signage. And
Got to give some love to Mark Larabelle
yeah.
and his team of folks that make us look good.
Damn good people.
Sideward Brewing donated some beer.
Oh, that's delicious beer, too, man. Sideward's legit. God, it's good.
Oviedo Brewing Company donated some beer. We got Ivanhoe Park Brewing Company donated a beer. We got White Claw, tons of White Claw in here. We got Cigar City beer.
The cleaning people were like, what the fuck is happening to you guys? Because they came over and it's like really nothing to clean other than dusting some beer boxes because it's nothing but beer here.
It's turning into a beer fest for like 80 people.
Yeah,
exactly.
We got tons of, and Gringos Locos for breakfast and lunch. Thank you to them. They donated EMS, Tank America, Hard Rock Live. We've got like 2 tickets to Mark Maron for the silent auction, Patton Oswald, Whitney Cummings, Ben Bailey.
Basically, any really mega high-profile comedian, we have 2 tickets you can bid on. And we might even have some extra to give away.
EMS, Mobile Detailing donated some stuff. JB Art. We've got art by Eric Pabon. Eric Pabon.
Yep.
Pobby Pabom.
And a bunch of other stuff. Eddie donated some art. So meet us tomorrow at Celery City if you want to.
Yep. Silent auction's going to be ridiculous. And we'll see some of you out on the course and most of you at Celery City. What's up, buddy? How are you?
Good.
Butler, how'd you do filling in for Sam this week? No Sam today. She, I think she just got back off of her Disney cruise.
Yes.
I think she's home now, I believe.
We'll be talking to her about how her vacation was, her cruise was on Monday's BDM show.
Indeed.
So if you're not a BDM, sign up. We do free shows for BDMs only every Monday if you're not familiar.
Yep. If you're not familiar, you can sign up to be a BDM, and you get extra parties, extra fun, extra stuff.
And we're actually in the midst of planning our next BDM-only party. So
I'm excited about it.
If you're not a BDM, sign up. You'll get an email for you and a guest, and we usually do tons of giveaways and free stuff at cool events for BDMs only.
Playing
you
the
doing?
part of Travis today is Big Tim Murphy.
Hey, baby!
How you doing, Big Tim?
I'm fucking living the dream. I got my truck back.
I heard.
What's
Travis
your truck's
Gillis.
name? What's your truck's name?
Old Blue, baby.
Old Blue is
Old Blue.
back.
Yep.
Old Blue is back.
My dad used to, he called his dick Big Blue, not Old Blue. But he was old, but it was, and it wasn't big. It's
My
just,
truck's not even that big, though.
yeah,
So,
he just called it Big Blue.
How long did you go without a vehicle?
6 months. give or take.
yeah.
Difficult.
That's hard. That's
most
hard to
of,
do.
But fucking Travis hooked the fuck up. There's no reason that you should go to anyone but him unless it's a distance thing.
Gillis Automotive.
He hooked me up.
Shout out to Gillis if you need
right there in Winter Park.
a
Fuck
good
yeah.
mechanic. He's
he is the man.
he's
dude.
an honest boy.
Yeah, he.
With
If
a
he,
heart
knows,
of gold.
if he knows you're a BDM, he's going to
Yeah.
take care of you.
He will.
He called me up. He's like, I got that. I had to replace steering column, and I got dicked around waiting on a thing, the whole thing. I don't even want to get in that. But once I finally got stuff to him, he was Johnny on the spot. But he called me up. He's like, hey, I put that new steering wheel you wanted on there, but that center cap thing's gonna look weird. And I was like, it's a cosmetic issue. And he's like, yeah. I was like, the fuck do I care?
Yeah.
A dog shit my entire car up one time.
I'm glad you put that photo back up to commemorate the anniversary of your dog shitting in the seat.
That was my own fault. I gave her too much peanut butter thinking she split it with Ricky Bobby. She did not,
Yeah.
and that's all peanut butter. She just shit all peanut butter in the front seat.
Well,
Man-sized turd on that seat.
Not
Yeah, it was a
necessarily
big
all
turd.
peanut
No,
butter.
if you didn't clean it up, man, it was the
Did it
consistency.
smell like peanut butter?
Yes, it was. She pretty much
so
passed
bad.
it too fast. It was.
Yeah. I feel like if you're gonna eat shit, eating dog shit is better than eating like my shit.
No, yeah.
This was the consistency of moose, and I had to scrape it out with fucking
Oh.
the hot dog things from a Circle K.
Yeah, I read that.
The dog jumped out the window. It was a whole fucking mess. She got shit down the side of the door too, not the inside, but
Yeah.
also the outside.
Oh, no.
Well, she tried to gracefully slide down onto the pavement.
Yeah,
You don't want to get injured. I'd slide my ass too.
I had a mild panic attack when that happened because we were driving.
So, Tim, you're not an older man. I'm older than you.
I think
a
by
lot.
like 3
surprisingly,
years.
yeah. But and I want to ask all you guys a question.
Uh-oh.
So Tim is actually the youngest person in the room, followed by me. Then
I'm the oldest.
I want to point that out.
No,
so
I always have to just say it so he's not going to sit here and fucking hammer me about it.
Yeah, but we look like we could have went to high school together.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
rough. So
32.
never changed the oil. I feel in the past couple of years that I'm gently sliding into full dumb old man.
Ooh.
And a couple things have happened to me lately, and I'm about to tell a story about one that
I'm about
actually
to tell a story, baby.
my even my sons actually made a comment that lends towards dumb old man.
Oh, they're fucking with you
They give
already?
you an okay boomer.
yeah.
or-
Tommy
Dude,
did
you're
it.
at your oldest. He's just
So-
5.
So, I think it was like 2 nights ago. With Max, he's brushing his teeth, right?
Okay.
And,
Well,
so
that's
just me-
good.
He's just me and Max. I think my wife's with Tommy doing something, maybe reading or something. Anyway, so
These are both excellent things to be doing.
I'm sitting there, and then Max is brushing teeth, and we started this new tradition, and you saw a little bit of it at when we went camping, where every night now we play a song, and then Max dances for the family. Very bizarre, but
It's not that bizarre. It's a perfectly normal childhood thing, man.
We sit there, and including Tommy sits down
Yeah.
because he's not a
It's
dancer.
like what a pimp does with one of his whores, right? Like he has one of them dance for the others.
And-
you know?
Dance for me.
and then
Yeah.
and
Or
then
maybe like a chic or something.
Yeah.
So we put on a song, and then Max puts on a performance for us. We all sit down on the couch. He dances, and every once in a while, my wife will.
Wait, did you say couch? You take a couch camping with you?
No. This
you
is
doing it
at the
at
house.
No, he's saying so at
But
the
he did this
house.
at camping. Daniel saw it.
Yeah, well, all the kids put on like a dance party. We do
It's
dance
a-
party. I
it's
did
a
a dance
very
party
redneck
last
thing.
night.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No, it's like a kid thing. I think kids like to move their bodies. It's before they've realized that they can eat junk food all the time and get fat like we do,
Yeah.
and before they know the wonders of alcohol and drugs. So I feel like dancing is kind of like their drug.
Although,
Yeah.
every once in a while, like Max will during his like improvisational dance will
Yeah.
do like a drop move, or he'll drop it a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
And then my wife will make a woo woo sound, and I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
don't make that
Yeah,
sound. I'm
yeah.
like, don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you're
So he's making
a cougar at a strip
he's
club.
making the move like he's
I'm like,
making,
don't cheer like that. I'm like, that's inappropriate.
yeah, like he's making the move, and I'm just gonna be real, and I hope
Yeah.
you don't get mad.
Yeah.
But when I see ladies do that, the purpose of dancing and then dropping your genitals and butthole down like really low is to simulate the act of riding a dick. I think that, but what's the other reason?
I don't know.
There ain't no other reason.
What's to show how good your knees are?
Yeah.
I think it is.
It's like frogging. Like
thank you.
Yeah.
It's frogging.
Yeah, you're like,
so you're doing like
I can frog.
Yeah, you're like, look at me, I can frog. You're not doing it to like, it's to show how limber you are.
Yeah.
It's to show how
fast you could drop
how
the
fast
frog.
you can drop the frog. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know.
So, all right, this is where
Do guys do that?
The dumb old man thing. I don't know.
I mean, I guess you could, and I guess.
So,
like gay guys don't frog each other. I don't think.
I'm sure they do. Gay
Oh,
guys do
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Anything.
I think that's a harder
they do
frog.
everything. Oh yeah, probably.
I think it's a harder frog. You got to open the frog hole a little more. To
And
make
there's,
it.
there's a dick in the way
Yeah.
too. You know.
It's the same thing.
No, it's not. I mean, I
Um,
feel like it's a hard. It's a tighter. That's a tighter frog.
So, you got to be more precise, I think.
Yeah.
So,
it's like hitting the bullseye.
Toad.
Yeah, it's called toading. Thank you.
So
Toading Poe.
So Max is brushing his teeth, and I'm like, "Hey, what song do you want to dance
What
to
song do you
tonight?"
want to drop? What song do you want to frog to while you're brushing
I'm
your
like,
teeth?
I'm like, maybe some Old Town Road. You know, he likes the, all the kids like that
old
shit.
dumb old man. That's an old song now.
And then he says, he like he mumbles it, and like under his breath, he's like Roxanne. So I'm like, Roxanne,
Wait,
like
the real Roxanne,
put
like Roxanne.
on the red light, like and so yeah. And then I'm like, oh, cool. So then what I'm thinking of is like, Crystal must have been listening to the radio, driving the kids to school. It comes on, and then they are, she's singing it. They into Roxanne, So I'm like, put on the red light, and he's like, yeah. He says, yeah. I'm like, oh, cool. Listen to Roxanne. So he finishes and brushes his teeth, and then we walk out, and I go to Alexa, and I'm like, hey, Alexa, play Roxanne by Sting, right? And
It's not by Sting.
What?
By the police.
I mean, police. Or
Man, fuck, we know which one's the famous one there.
No, I know, but it was written by the police.
Right, it's Stuart Copeland's the famous
Yeah,
one.
you know what? You know what? This
Shut
is
up, nerd.
probably the problem because
You're already fucking it up.
Yes. All right. So I'm
Sorry, I didn't mean to dumb old man you too soon.
No, yeah,
it's
yeah.
a premature
Well,
dumb old man.
This is a double old man and double.
Fuck.
So I said, play Roxanne by Sting. So Alexa's like, all right, Roxanne by Sting, and then it starts. And it's playing the Live Aid version of Roxanne. I think it was Sting playing at Live Aid. So, and it starts off like an acoustic, there's cheering in the background.
Yeah.
So,
He's like, oh, you fucking cunt.
well,
You all right?
He's not fucking Clapton talking about keep Britain white.
and so I'm like, and then Max is like, this isn't it. And then I'm like, I know, Max. I'm sorry. I don't know why. I'm like, play Roxanne. You know what? This is why, because I didn't say by police. I'm a fucking idiot. So I'm like, play Roxanne by Sting, like original. Like I'm screaming at it, and then it plays.
Give me the goddamn original.
And then it plays the Live Aid version again. It keeps going, and then Max is like getting frustrated. And he's like, this isn't it. And I'm like, I know, Max. Like, I don't know why this hunk of shit is not playing and then I'm like, play Roxanne, Sting, remastered original. Like I start saying, because sometimes there's specific verbiage to
you have to say play Frozen, the original motion picture soundtrack from Disney.
Yeah, and if you don't phrase it correctly,
I know.
it'll play other shit.
I do it all the time with May. You got to know exactly what the fuck to say.
So Max is getting frustrated. He's like, Daddy, this isn't it. I'm like, I know. And then I'm like trying to explain to him copyright. I'm like, Alexa,
play The Way by Hoobastank. God damn it.
I'm like, Amazon must only have the rights to.
Kind of like they don't have Garth Brooks on fucking Spotify.
Yeah.
It's all like.
So I'm like, they must not have the rights to the original, only the Live Aid
play
version.
Kid Rock Photograph featuring Cheryl Crow. God damn it.
Yeah. So
how are you supposed to brush your teeth?
So I'm like explaining to him.
He's like, fine, let my teeth fall out, Dad.
I'm explaining to him copyright laws and
Oh
shit.
my God, what are you doing?
I'm like, they must not have the rights to the original. know.
You're fucking me high with the neighbor kids playing time continuums about Santa Claus.
He's telling them they don't have the fucking copyright. So all Max wants to do is frog.
So then,
What are you doing, man?
so then I storm into Tommy's bedroom where my wife is like reading him a story or whatever.
I know what you're thinking.
and I'm like, we want to do that.
You're like, I need my smart one to help me. Go get my smart one.
I'm like,
Boy, put on your glasses.
I'm like, we're about to do the goddamn dance party, and the stupid Alexa won't play Roxanne.
Daddy needs help. Get in
I'm
here.
like, why don't we? And then I start complaining about technology. I'm like, why do we even have this shit? It won't play what I ask it to, and then it's listening to us. Like I start doing more Dumb Old Man.
Or do you do the move that I do where you know it's listening to you, sort of like, you like that? You like that? Fuck you. Fuck you, Alexa. Go fuck yourself. You're like yelling up. If you can hear, come get me, God. Come get me, government.
So Crystal starts laughing at me, and then Tommy starts laughing, and then Crystal's like,
no.
It's not
Oh,
Roxanne.
it's not fun when you're not in on the joke.
It's not Roxanne by the Police, you idiot. It's Roxanne, the hip hop song that's new apparently. And I'm like, what is? And then she is by like something Arizona Zebra or something like that.
Wait, what?
That's the guy's name.
Arizona Zebra?
It's something. Yeah.
I knew exactly what it was.
And
You know what? The fact that I knew it exactly what it was makes me, just for a split second, not Dumb Old Man.
I
But
know,
I know I am.
No,
It
no,
makes
no.
you worse because you're trying to be cool.
No.
He knows that I listen to the new music every single week. I have to. It's like it's a fucking thing in my brain.
So, and then
It's a good little tune. It's Arizona Zervas.
No,
No wonder why he's frogging. Yeah.
It's a great frog.
frogging song.
Yeah, man. Drop
I-
it like it's frog. Drop it like it's frog.
I can see getting some frog eggs.
So then Tommy's like, "You silly dad," you know, like
You silly
which
daddy.
is just a little kid version of calling me a dumb old man.
It is, yeah.
And
Bless
then
your heart.
and then I was like, well, this is how it happens. Like you start saying some dumb old man shit, and then eventually down the road, everything you say is dumb old man, like every single thing. And then I started diving deeper into it, and I'm like, you know what? I've been thinking a lot less people are dumb old men than I used to. Daniel can attest to this. When I was in my 20s, I used to call people dumb old man all the time.
That's where we got the joke.
Yeah, like
It's honestly where we got it started. If we want to do the origin, because I know a lot of our listeners, they kind of pull the things that we say because we say them on repeat, and then they use them. And dumb old man has been kind of lingo for Tom and Dan, but that started as an actual dumb old man. I don't even think you were making a joke. You're like, that guy's a fucking dumb old man.
whatever. Like,
Everybody was.
Everybody, and when I was in my early 20s,
Anybody we worked with.
everybody over the age of
Ross,
60
Jimmy,
was a
Jim,
dumb old
Phillips, your boss,
everybody.
everybody dumb old man.
Yeah, when I get
mean, not wrong, but yeah.
we'd get emails from the CEO of Clear Channel, be
Yeah,
like, "Dumb old man." Yeah. And now I've found myself saying it less, which is a sign. It's kind of like when your eyes are yellow. It's bad news. And then I started.
Don't say. Why'd you have to say that? You know that I check my eyeballs, and you know I'm gonna go on break and check my eyeballs.
I started
Looking a
analyzing
little yellow.
even more, and I'm like, now, like when I see someone doing something that I used to like, say, there's an old guy that I meet, and he can't figure out how to use Facebook or social media or whatever, and in my younger years, I'd be like, dumb old man, and now I'm like, I wish I was like that. Like, you know,
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
finding
yeah.
myself like I see old guys
Well, you're
watering
further
their
along.
lawn.
You're further along.
Yes,
Yeah.
I see them watering their lawn and shit, or like having meticulous front lawns that they spend like way too much time grooming and stuff. And I used to say that was dumb, and now I'm like, oh, pretty nice. Like, and then I'm like, oh shit, it started. Like, this is how it starts, right? Like you start
At least you're
yelling at technology, not knowing the songs your kids are listening to.
both of our well, you have two, but both of our families, or I'll say kids rather, have they've gotten to a point where now when they say things, they can almost fuck with you and pass judgment or call you a name. And like now, my daughter, if she wants to sort of shame me or dumb old man me, she will call me a very southern dad name that I really, really dislike because it makes us swamp people and trash people. She calls me Daddle.
Oh, my fucking dad hates when I call him Pa.
Like a daddle pepper, and she'll be like, so kind of going along with what you're saying, there'll be something, I might be arguing with Andrea or something, and then Maisie will turn to me, like Tommy said, and go, silly daddle. And I'm like, that, you're calling me a fool. You're calling me a fucking fool clown, like an idiot.
Yeah.
Silly daddle. I don't want to be silly daddle. I'm a goddamn business owner. I'm a 25-year radio veteran. I have written more jokes and edited more fucking award-winning fucking radio content. Number 1 rated.
No.
I am not silly fucking daddle.
Everybody,
Tell her that next time.
It happens to everybody. No one can escape it. Everybody will be dumb old man.
Did he eventually frog it? Did you get the frog in?
Oh yeah. Once we started playing this,
once you got
Arizona Xylus or whatever,
Arizona Zydeco, whatever it is.
Yeah. Oh, he loved it.
That's good.
So this was something I was telling Daniel about. I want to see if
motherfucker. See, I shouldn't share shit. The Twitch chat room. They're making memes. Pretty soon, just made my face to say daddle underneath it.
So the last time I was down in Miami, I'm there sitting talking to all my friends, and one of my friends starts telling this story, which I thought was hilarious. So he's telling the story about how he had to, like, he was at a place, and it was during a weekday or whatever.
Okay.
And then when he got home, he was really fucked up, like more than
like drunk or
like drunk and fucked up. And then he was telling all of this to all of friends. They're all my Miami friends, and he's telling this in front of their wives. And he's like, I think someone drugged my drink, and then he was like going to his wife and like, hey, tell everybody, like, I was acting completely out of the norm, like, you know, she's seen me drunk a million times, this was different. And then I'm like, yes. He's like, someone like spiked my drink with something and drugged me, and then when I got home all fucked up, I couldn't barely walk, and then like I had to tell my wife. He's like telling his whole story, and everybody's like, oh, how and then I'm like, no. I'm like, wait a minute. So and then by the way, everybody else was like, oh, that sucks. That's crazy. They drugged you. And then I was like,
are you okay?
I was like, no. Like, you're a 40-year-old man. Like, I'm like, who? Like, I don't mean this, and I know it happens, and I know people get drugged all the time at nightclubs, and girls get drugged, and it's bad.
Hold on a second. That's not what you were saying.
Well, you
were.
I'm saying that him, my buddy, who's 40, didn't get drugged by anybody.
40-year-old men do not go to clubs and get drugged.
It wasn't even a club; it was a bar, and I'm like, he got too fucked up, and
Margaritaville,
and had one too many, and then freaked out because he knew it was slur crazy, and then when he got home, he used the alibi, the excuse of someone must have drugged my drink. In order to not get in trouble by his old lady.
This is the same thing as me blaming the feds for me losing my brown shoes last night. I wake up and I got black shoes on. I can't find my brown shoes anywhere. I don't know what the fuck happened.
So now, by the way, I said this and I started accusing. I was like, no fucking way anybody drugged you. He's like, yeah. And then I was like, let's break this down. Like, what was this person's, like, what did he think was going to happen? What was the end result of this drugging? So he went to this bar. He obviously, like, they use Xanax now, right? I mean, or any
all kinds of
depressant.
Well, what might have happened was it might have been a mistake, but it's probably he just didn't eat, and he's a pop old man.
I know that. Yeah,
but people do get drugged all the time, though.
I know, but he was like, "Oh yeah," but I think it was like they meant to drug the girl next to me, and they got me, and I was like, "No,
no." I mean, that has happened. I've seen that happen.
Juan is even saying that there was a drink meant for somebody else, and that he got roofied. Not at all calling you a liar, but I just I would agree with Tom in that the more likely
that's
explanation is that you just drank way too much, and then you I mean, I could see where you might go in that direction. I could also see where it's attractive to go in that direction because it gives you the out of not having to tell your wife or friends that
I did give a guy some Benadryl once. He was puking around. I was like, or I gave him some Finnegan.
Finnegan.
It's the
Finnegan.
anti-nausea medicine.
Let's give you a dose of Finnegan.
I gave him.
You're already turning green.
But pretty much, I did give him a hit of anti-nausea medicine. I was like, because he puked in the back of my car.
Yeah.
And I did fuck his girlfriend that night, but So, I mean, it happens.
That's
but
terrible.
He knew when I didn't drug him. I said, "Hey, man, this will make you not puke." I didn't tell him.
Yeah,
take
this
this-
will probably make you fall asleep.
Take this fentanyl.
Listen,
Take that. That'll
listen,
put you
and
down.
but the reaction, like even in the chat room, this
Somebody already spelled it right. See, I'm saying it wrong. but
this
yeah.
is even with Juan saying this is how this has happened, and this is how that a ton of people now can use the excuse of getting drugged by accidentally getting too fucked up. I understand it happens. I'm just saying that what's the more likely thing that happened? My buddy went out on a weekday, got too fucked up, knew he was going to get in trouble by his wife, and when he got home claimed he was drugged, or that a guy just so happened to be drugging everybody or in the bar that night, and I'm assuming it doesn't happen every single night at every bar. I assume that it's a little less likely than that, right? I mean, it's every night at every bar someone drugging everybody.
I just know we could get off of the drugging and not be talking about date rape and stuff.
No. I'm talking about the people that get too fucked up. Like my buddy,
No,
who's a 40-year-old
I'll tell
man.
you a story.
Now, if my buddy was a 19-year-old girl that like snuck into the club and was naive, and then was like I was drugged, then I'm like way more likely to believe it. I'm like, oh yes, that makes sense. My 40-year-old buddy, I'm like, you got too fucked up and you wanted to have a cop out.
The Twitch chat's already saying more likely is you weren't paying attention and you half heard the story, and that's the most likely answer.
No, that's what-
he's accurate on it.
He came home and he was like, I got drugged, and he's like, my wife's have never seen me this fucked up. I'm like, you drank too many fucking tequilas.
I was at a bottle club here in town. I had ended my shift at Club La Vila on Lee Road. There used to be one on Lee Road. We were going to walk across the street to Cyber Zone. That was the name of the place. It was a bottle club. I was outside in the parking lot kind of hanging with everybody. Like a couple of, for those of you that remember the rap rock or punk rock band, the Nature Kids, I was hanging out with some of those guys at the time and talking to them. And I don't remember this, but I was told later that I smoked some weed. And I had already imbibed.
That'll get you.
And I'd already been having some drinks. And then we walked over to Cyber Zone, and then I drank there. And then apparently I ended up on the air at Real Radio.
Like at night?
It would have been, the next morning.
Oh, okay, the morning show.
And I'm still kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
And I'm doing like what would have been the morning show's best of program. I was completely fucking out of it, talking about how we had Fat Boy Slim tickets to give away. We didn't have any of that. Like we had, I don't even know why I was saying that. Like I created this like whole new thing in my brain.
Yeah.
And to this day, like not to this day, but till maybe let's say 10 years ago, I'd always thought, obviously somebody put something in my drink. I'd been drugged. I told girlfriends that I dated that. I even when I met Andrea, I recounted the story. I think I even told you I'd been drugged. I've been drugged. The more likely story, if I'm just being like honest with myself, the more and I've never admitted this, the more likely story is that had too many beers while I was hosting whatever fucking dumb bikini contest we did at Club La Vila. Smoked weed with the Nature Kids.
Listener bought you a couple shots.
Went into Cyber Zone, had some shots, got completely fucked up, took a small nap, woke up still drunk, went on the air, Fat Boy Slim, no tickets.
Must have been
nobody fucking drugged me.
And by the way, I am not saying this because I am saying that people that actually get drugged or this doesn't happen. I'm not saying this at all. I'm just saying
it's a completely different animal. And if
apparently,
anybody wants to twist that, you're a horrible person.
There's
That's not at all what he's saying.
There's a lot of old dads now that are using that as an excuse, which is fine. And apparently, by the pushback I'm getting,
I'm gonna
it
use
works.
that. I got drugged on New Year's Eve.
Just say that.
When I picked the
then
fight with
people
that
feel
European
bad for
DJ.
you instead of calling you an idiot, and then your old lady don't yell at you.
When I picked a fight with that European DJ that turned out to be a wrestler.
Were you still drunk when you were
Yes.
posting? Yeah, he was posting, and I'm following because I think I was getting up early to ride the stupid Peloton bike. So I'm up having coffee. This motherfucker's flaming like mad about fighting a European DJ in a club, and I'm
At
like,
a house.
I'm like, you all right there, bro?
All right, so New Year's Eve, right? I got a bottle of Rebel Skull pecan whiskey, my favorite whiskey, right? And,
Rebel Skull.
or Revel Skull. I can't pronounce shit.
Pecan whiskey.
It's my favorite pecan. It's 35. It's 35% alcohol, so it's not too bad.
But the pecan flavor must be nice.
Pecan, it's great. It's my favorite. I also got a 12 pack of White Claw Pure, which. the only White Claw I don't like. That shit tastes like
Well,
trash.
if you add
add
flavor into it.
I didn't have no flavor to that. Either way, I drank the whole fucking. I went to a New Year's party.
You're really helping out, Tim. Thanks a lot.
What fucking other White Claws? I'm drinking.
Put a lemon in
Fucking
it.
country cool, man.
Put a lemon in that vodka
If you
soda.
put a roofie in it, it tastes great.
And by the way, Twitch chat, you can't count how many I'm having because I put them in a fucking cup this time. I'm just gonna go out there.
Oh, they've been judging the beers.
No,
you
they
drink?
counted last time.
my
You don't need
God.
to fucking count me.
Relax.
Yeah. Just assume that it's everyone.
I know.
Everyone that we have.
Yeah, exactly. So
it's all that we got.
this girl that I know from high school who I met her because some people when I was in high school dropped her off in my front yard and left her there and I had to drive her home and she was shithouse drunk real bad and this dude hits me up my Nextel chirp and he goes with Boost Mobile time he goes, hey, I left you a present. I'm like, rich kid left me a present. It could be food, it could be ham, I don't fucking know. They used to bring me stuff. I was poor. I show up and there's this goddamn girl weighs like 80 pounds passed out in the front yard. I'm like, I can't have a rich girl die at my house of alcohol poisoning. So I'm like, you got to go home. We find her driver's license. We take her home. I drop her off in the front yard because I don't want to knock on the door because her house has a fucking name tag on it. All right? It's a fucking manor with a name and shit.
No, okay.
So you just roll her out like she got shot
No,
in a
I didn't
gang
roll
fight?
her out. I picked her up and carried her and laid her in the grass and I got in my car.
Oh, my God. Just
let
like
me finish.
Sleeping Beauty.
Something like that. Let me finish. I did the right thing. And I get in the car and I lay on my fucking horn once I'm facing the right direction to wake everybody the fuck up. I put on my David Allen Coe tape as loud as I fucking can. And I lay on the horn at Crown Vic and I peel the fuck out of there, right? And I thought I ruined that goddamn girl's life. Apparently her parents thought it was fucking hysterical or whatever. The point is,
like some racist guy dropped off my dead daughter from her lawn.
she was
my
fine.
God, this is
She
even
was fine.
funnier with the David Allen Coe playing
She
in the
wasn't.
background.
She wasn't passed out. I mean, she was like incoherent. She wasn't knocked out.
Yeah, it's blacked out.
The point
Hopefully
is,
this pseudo-racist country music is warming your heart and waking you up.
yes, I didn't have the racist tape, but I did have the one with Finger Fucking Sally on it. But I see her at this New Year's party on New Year's Eve, and I've drank that whole fucking bottle of whiskey plus some other stuff people left around. And I'm giving her a hug, and this guy was getting handsy with her, and he's wearing like a fuchsia shirt and a fucking white suit and like glasses, and he's a pretty big dude, right? And he'd been getting handsy with her.
Pitbull.
Yeah, well, you know, and we were out back, and I thought he told me he just got back from Europe, and he was a DJ or some shit. And I'm in the kitchen, and I see her getting uncomfortable with the phone. I go, come here, give me a hug. So I get the hug from her. I'm like, hey, if that European DJ keeps acting up, I'll just beat his ass. I thought I whispered it. Turns out I pretty much just yelled it and looked at him when I did it.
If he's bothering you, baby, I'll beat his ass.
Well, and the thing is, I was amped up, and I did want to fight. And he come up to me, and he goes, I heard you talking all that shit. And I was like, I wasn't talking shit. I just want you to stop being handsy. And then he goes, do you want to go out back? And I was like, I do. And then I realized he was rich. So I said, wait, you're rich, aren't you? And he goes, what if I am? I was like, I put my hands in my pocket and said, ha ha, hit me please. I'd love to sue the fuck out of you. Point is, I got real mad about it. He wasn't a DJ. He was a wrestler. It worked out for the best. I probably would have got my ass beat real bad. But I definitely got an out-of-court settlement. It turns out he was rich.
Well, does that actually happen, or is it like if I slip in this Walmart, I'll own the Walmart?
I feel like
I've always dreamed of slipping in a Walmart.
Well, Walmart
is it like because that's the poor dodo version of understanding the law.
Yeah.
That
no. If
I
rich
fall in
person-
this Disney World, it'll be Tommy World.
No, it's not like I knew I would.
No.
First thing I'll do, no more mouse.
It's not like I didn't think I was going to get $1 million, or nothing, but I could probably get $8 or $9 grand for him beating my ass.
Well, how would you even? Well,
I'd sue him for beating my ass. Put my hands in my pocket and said, "Please hit me."
But you have to prove it. If
There's
behind
witnesses.
a club,
What if
I'm in a girl's living room.
Did you just barf?
I did.
What if he said please hit me?
Well, I mean, I put my hands like, "Have you hit me?"
No,
I'll just sue
you
the fuck out
said
of you.
please hit me.
So I can sue the fuck out of you. Maybe
he was just helping you out.
Again, maybe I don't know. I was drunk. I started thinking, I was like, I'm not supposed to fight no more. I'm a Quaker. I don't want to fight. It's going to be a whole thing. I'm probably going to get in trouble. We're in Weir Park. I'm going to go to jail. I'm drunk as shit. You know.
Quaker or Earthquaker?
Fuck you both, you little shit.
Hey, you probably just like, I'm not today. I'll just let nature take its course.
Well, there you go. Damages, lost quality of life. If I got my head kicked in, I'd have some quality of life issues. I've got concussions, motherfuckers. Point is, now I'm trying not to drink so much as I'm drinking in the middle of the day.
drink.
I want to mention one more thing before we go to break, and then we'll take a break.
Oh, my God.
Big Tim's got a couple conspiracies that some
People
new
love them. People
information
love the
about
conspiracies.
Epstein, and
I got to tell you about going to see Celine Dion.
Yeah. So, we got some voicemails and a bunch of stuff. So anyway, I was thinking about this because on Wednesday, when was that crazy Twitch guy called us? It was Wednesday, right?
It was. I'm going to put that at the very end of the show. Yes. So if you finish the show, hang out after, like when I do the part where I talk about the music. Right after that, you'll get a chance to hear this insane man.
Well, I'm glad you're going to do that because
I saved it.
It did get me thinking. So Tim, I don't know if you heard it, but we got this random guy that like wandered into our Twitch room on Wednesday when we were doing Twitch shows.
He was so angry,
and he started arguing with Juan, and then Daniel's like, "Well, call in, whatever." So they called in, and we started talking to him. We couldn't play it on the air because he was cursing crazy or whatever. But he called in. He was mad. Then he was doing the move where he's like, "Your dad fucked you in the ass." Like I'm like, what is this, middle school?
He started calling us like the F word for gays and all this kind of horrible stuff.
And then I'm like,
"What are you sucking your boyfriend's cock?"
I'm like, yeah.
So what if I was?
Yeah.
Probably good at it.
I was sucking his boyfriend's cock too. I was double cocking it.
Listen, it's 2020. We fucking whatever.
Yeah, man. I'm sucking all the.
I reserve the right to suck and fuck what I want. I'm a freeborn American.
Of course, but does anybody really get mad if someone's like, "Your dad fucked your ass," and I'm like, what? I don't even get it. It's like, what? Like, am I supposed to now? Like, oh, you got me good.
You got me.
I'm like, so anyway, obviously,
you called me the N-word. That really got me upset.
Yeah, he's a crazy person.
Anybody that knew me and my dad knew that he fucked me in the ass, and then I would fuck him in the ass. It was a mutual love.
I mean, it's a family thing, man. It's a traditional. The Greeks did it.
It wasn't one-sided.
Are you better? Are you better than Socrates? You better than Socrates and Plato?
It's like telling me a yo mama joke. I was like, all right. So anyway, what I found interesting is that doesn't happen to us that much anymore, where we get like a non-listener, and I'll explain. And I've said this before a little bit, but like
the wandering rando just doesn't
the wandering
happen
rando,
anymore.
and it's rare for us to get like a non-listener to listen to the show and then call in or to like contribute or to even see on the chat room or email us or whatever. And I started
for the
thinking,
most part, everybody's just kind of broadcasting to who already
listens to
enjoys them. Yeah.
And most likely you're going to listen to us if you're probably like-minded because it makes sense, right? You're not going to listen to us and be hating it the whole time. And why would you do that? It's bizarre.
I mean, time people do that to Rush Limbaugh and shit like that.
They used to, though.
But not so much anymore because there weren't alternatives. Now there's alternatives. You get what you like, and
too much content.
So then I started thinking, I was like, man, because this is, by the way, a high thought. And I was like, wow, like there is so much content out there that is so specific to everybody. And then I was even thinking, I was like, shit, it even happens in the news. Like there are basically two different newses that our society watches, and everybody nowadays is totally aware that there's a difference between Fox News and CNN, everybody knows like which one they'd rather watch, right? It's
we have no more monoculture. There is no more monoculture.
Yeah.
It used to be back in the day when there's 3 channels. You could be legitimately if you were on a network sitcom in the 70s, you were famous with 1/3 of Americans watched you probably.
Everybody was
there
watching.
Was a monoculture. Now there's not a monoculture, which is why we're fragmented and there's...
This leads me into, because I started thinking about it even more, and I was like, well, we all are aware that we can't just do everything that we want to do.
It's also a vast conspiracy to keep us this way without the monoculture. But yeah, go ahead.
Like, for instance, we're all aware that we can't just go through life eating whatever the hell we want to eat at all times, because that is unhealthy for us, right?
It's bad.
We all know that as adults. Like, as kids, you don't.
Everybody knows
that.
You're like... No, even my daughter knows that.
Yeah, I can't just eat subs all day and drink as many IPAs as I want, I will suffer repercussions, right? So I have to eat things that I don't even want to eat, right? And that helps me be healthy and whatever. Are you writing this down, Big Tim? No.
Fuck you, I lost 20 pounds this monkey piece of shit.
We're going to do the next segment,
motherfucker.
He got his photo, he's taking notes.
And you and Butler did, I got limited targets. Anyway, so...
Your wife's going to get... it's going to be...
If she was here, I'd make fun of her too. So I started thinking about this, and I was like, man, like we are really right now, 2020, in a society where everybody is in their own entertainment bubble and consuming only things they want to consume. And I was like, I bet that that contributes to why we feel such a separation from each other.
There's a certain level of isolation you get. Yeah, absolutely.
And I bet you it contributes into a lot of fighting and a lot of you not understanding other people and other cultures and how other people live their lives and stuff, because everybody is only in their bubble. And then so that led me to think that I was like, I wonder if for our brains and our own mental health and a way to be better, if everybody should choose one day a week where you watch content or consume content that you would never choose to consume, that is different than anything you would want to listen to, just so that you could be more well-rounded.
I already do that.
Do you?
Every day I come in here and you start talking gambling. And I'm like, not into it, but look into his eyes, stare into his eyes, act like you like it, retain it.
Seriously, should everybody just whatever news station you watch, should you just watch the other station little bit just to understand people better, right?
Only if they agree to take a 5-hour course in media bias and understand the way the headlines work and way New York Times is a piece of the propaganda machine of American Empire and everything else.
Regardless of the
you're
because
right.
we're yes, it's news entertainment, I know that.
You're
but
big on this. You're big on exposing yourself to things that you're not necessarily super into.
Well-rounded, because you start getting into this bubble where you're like, okay, I'm only consuming these things, and now I'm way further away from my neighbor than I used to be.
Right,
even
it's just
though
as dangerous as blocking people on social media for having opinions that are different than yours. It's you're not exposing yourself to the opposite side, which if you can do that enough, then you end up living like those people in the village where your reality is only what it is.
Can I interject for a completely serious moment for a second?
So, please.
I don't know if this is right or
well, with the opposing viewpoint thing, and as far as blocking and all, and we've got kind of to a point now. There are some people who just cannot be reached.
You can block argumentative people. I
block
but just blocking somebody for because there are plenty of people that I know that are diehard opposed to the way I live my life.
It's for the fence sitters,
but they're nice.
It's for the people reading it.
You know what I mean? They're not attacking me, so I'm not gonna block you.
Yeah,
what
they
just a different human.
and what they think is different than you, but it's not a bad thing.
Yeah, true.
Obviously, if you're racist or you're a bigot or you're homophobe,
or if you're just attacking me,
then
or
I'll
being
just
shitty.
be like, all right, you're an idiot, get out of here. But I'm not even talking about politics. I'm talking about anything. Watch a show that you're not into. Watch shit that you would never be into, just to at least expose yourself to something else.
Let me give you a good example.
Because we're getting too bubbly.
I'm not into The Crown, okay? But you've heard me multiple times on this show say that show is fucking amazing. I power through it because my wife fucking loves it, and it's really good. You know what I mean? I'll get about 20 minutes into an episode and I'll be like, well, I can't fucking abandon this now. It's really good. You know what I mean? But it's not something that I would choose. You know what I'm going to choose? QVC. I'm going to watch videos of guys making knives on YouTube. America's Funniest Home Videos.
I watch a Russian puppet explain potential wars all the time.
I would watch that.
Big Golf Battlegrounds is fucking great.
All right. Link me, bro.
I will.
And then the news thing really, that's it dawned on me. I was like, man, we are real fucked, because now there are people watching news, but only the news that is presented to them the way they want to.
Can I tell you
with
a secret,
with their personal inflection that they want.
This is not new, Tom.
I know it's not new. I know
it's human nature. It's confirmation bias. It is a thing.
But we have to acknowledge that it's happening and fight against it.
We do.
But it only can happen because here's the thing. All the companies that provide entertainment and everything like that, they're all in it for the money. I mean, everybody's providing entertainment to sell advertising or whatever. It's a business, right? So they're going to continue to do what they do, but the people themselves have to acknowledge, oh shit, I shouldn't be putting myself into such a bubble. I need to experience.
Let's do an experiment then.
Other people,
let's do an experiment.
And by the way, I'm horrible at following my own advice, because I'll sit there and listen to gambling shit all day long.
Here's what we're
and
gonna
nothing
do.
else.
Let's do it then. Okay, for next week. Yeah. All right, leading up to the following Friday Free Show, next
just 1 hour of content.
No, you watch something that I'm into, and I'll watch something that you're into, and then we can report back. So that means that I'm probably going to have to watch some sort of documentary or listen to a gambling podcast, and I'm going to Wednesday night, starts at 8. It's called In the Kitchen with David on
Okay,
QVC,
yeah.
and you got to watch an hour of that.
Yeah. And normally I would never watch that.
Oh,
but
it's like I don't want to like. You're probably gonna be like, oh, what the fuck, and I'm gonna be the same way. But
here's,
let's do it.
But I know there's some. It's kind of like sexual kinks. Like you may not understand it, but there's got to be some sort of something in there that's you find.
Well, to go back to my crown example.
delightful.
To go back to my crown example, I think I've learned a little bit more about some of the things that tick boxes in my wife's mind by watching something that I normally, you know what I mean? Like if for guys, you know, like in your relationship with your wife, and I know this sounds like the obvious piece of advice, but you could probably learn a lot if you just dedicated that 1 hour to watching some show that they're really into that you hate. But if you really
just read the Wikipedia or get it on some Reddit,
But
type in the name of the
go
show
in
plus
there-
Reddit and read the forums,
Well,
and you'll have one thing.
it's about
that defeats-
experiencing-
I think you gotta. I think you gotta invest. I think you gotta put your mind in the game.
Yeah.
I think if you just try to cheat it, then you're ruining the whole
Well,
experience.
It's the brain equivalent to forcing yourself to eat broccoli.
I understand
you don't want to do it, but you know it's good for you.
I understand where y'all coming from, but like War and Peace is boring as fuck, so I just read the Cliff Notes.
Yeah,
I mean,
I understand
it's sad, it's cold, fuck Russian literature.
I'm talking. What's a show, Tim, that you would never be into? Or do you like any of that like junk reality
see
shows,
you.
I
like
don't really
Real
watch
Housewives?
I don't
and
watch none of that shit.
That's
no.
what I'm saying, like,
it's not that I wouldn't. I understand that.
You should sit down and watch Real
Why?
Housewives.
What is that?
Because that here's why. Because at least you have consumed it.
No, you're learning about something you don't know about.
And now you at least have a little bit of what a huge portion of population consumes, and maybe that'll help you, help us all get a little bit closer to each other instead of being all fucking mad at each other. I see. Like,
it might be the booze, but I'm probably the most empathetic person in this room.
No, I
don't want to watch The Bachelor.
I like what
I'm
I like
never
what you're
positive.
saying. I like what you're saying because I do feel like if you, but you got to do it a certain way. You
Bailey's
can't
in the shoe.
cheat it. You got to invest because
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you don't invest, then you ruin the experiment. The experiment is
You
to,
can't hate watch
is
it.
to digest. Yeah, you can't. And that's going to be the most difficult thing that you have to deal with in this type of experiment is the fact that your mind has to be open.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
everybody talks about like just go into it with an open mind. I mean, that's basically what you're going to have to do to get out of this what you need to get out of it.
Because every piece of entertainment probably has something that you can, get some sort of a levity from or enjoyment from. You know what I'm saying? Like everything has it. So at least a little bit, or at least if you watched it and you tried to understand. Like for instance, I've been talking shit about like Ryan's World, and
You are so close to understanding that if everyone's just a little bit more empathetic, the world will be nicer. And this is the pathway for it, and I'm fucking on board, baby.
Well,
I'm gonna watch one season of The Bachelor before I come back on next time.
I talked a lot of
Some
shit,
commitment.
and
I mean, it's not bad. I
tell my wife
great.
how much garbage the Ryan's World on YouTube.
Which one is this now? Is that
It's
the
a
toy
kid show,
unboxing thing?
Yeah, but now
It's a hunk of shit.
It's turned into like now they got a huge production company behind it, so it's kind of turned
now
into
it's like Double Dare.
Yeah, it's like a show with a set and stuff.
yeah.
But anyway, instead of like hating on it at all times and saying how much garbage, I literally sat down with my son. Then I'm like, I'm gonna watch this and see what. And I watched it, and I was like, okay, the dad is being overly goofy. The son, like it's simple entertainment.
Yeah.
That's why my kids
The
like it.
mom is the lesson teacher. Like she's
I
always
tried
got
to,
the knowledge.
I tried to understand what my kids found enjoyable about it, and it helped me not hate it as much. And then I think everybody
all
can
right.
do that with everything, and you start like just understand a little bit about.
I fucking love this. I love this idea from you, Tom. A little bit of empathy. You understand that not everyone has the same frame of reference as you. They might enjoy things differently.
Different life.
You're getting there. You're fucking getting there, baby. If
Is that
everybody
what-
else can see that.
Is that what being a Quaker is about?
Not necessarily. A little bit, but yeah. If you can understand that everyone is slightly different, everyone has a different frame of reference. Not everyone is knowledgeable about you about everything. Not everyone knows what not everyone feels or sees the same way as you do.
And not everybody's experience is the same
Exactly.
as yours.
But we're all humans, and we're probably a lot more alike than everybody wants to admit. You know what I'm saying? Like if two people that were on the opposite ends of even like the political spectrum, right? Like that just hate each other from the basis of their beliefs or whatever. I bet you if, regardless of politics, politics. If you cut that part out, they can hang out with each other and have a dinner together and be fine, because they're both humans. They've had a similar,
I
at
agree.
least life experience. You eat food 3 times.
Now you're seeing the vast conspiracy to make people divisive and separated because if we all organize, they can't stop us.
It just
Area 51!
Star.
So, well, I mean, MLK
They're
got
killing us.
MLK got shot a couple weeks after he started the Poor People's Campaign, where he started wanting to unite poor and black white people.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I almost got fired at Clear Channel one time by I started to tell everybody on air that we should just start a union. I didn't realize how bad. I'm not even
I
shitting
am
you.
so surprised you did not get shit canned instantly.
I'm not even shitting you. During my 1 minute comedy, I was just like, I'm gonna fucking tell everybody we should unite as a union, and because I was talking about not getting paid, and I'm like, hey, there's a bunch of us that don't get paid. Let's all unite together. Can't stop. And after that one, I literally got an email, and then people were like, don't talk.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
dude, you
and
got
it was,
so
I don't
fucking
think I ever knew that.
It was more serious than
You probably got the email and probably said, it's tongue in cheek, but it wasn't tongue in cheek.
No, because the emails sound.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
didn't.
fucking terrible.
They're like,
man.
don't talk about it.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
We all know
I
what's going
learned
on.
something.
You know,
I've worked with this motherfucker for 15 years. I didn't
By the
know
way,
that. That's fuck. If I didn't
I
know
was
that,
just
that's
fucking
fucked
joking.
up.
I don't know what
he
the
wasn't a
hell.
fucking communist. Where the fuck Jay dropped the bass? You fucking weirdos.
Whatever.
You don't know what the fuck you're talking. It's fine.
I don't know what's
Just
happening.
quit your shit.
Oh,
You
I'm
want to
getting
take a break?
mad. It's fine.
Yeah,
We need to take a break.
Tim's getting
Oh,
spicy.
he's talking about some conspiracy.
He's ramping up his conspiracies. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll do the shot. We've got voicemails to do. I need to tell you about Celine Dion. I
Yep.
think we've got some conspiracy
We got a little
theories
bit, yeah.
to go through. Butler and I got a nice laugh from your wife, who always embarrasses you.
But speaking of my wife, she almost killed Butler in my garage the other day. We'll talk about that.
Probably deserved it.
Oh my God, she was shooting
dare
at you. The name of the band is Band-Aid Brigade. This is like new yacht rock almost. The name of the song is Travel Light off of their I'm Separate album. We'll be right back with more on Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. 1-844-TOMNDAN if
The
you'd like to
FBI
call.
did it.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
Trapped and ordained by the unwitting hollow, born on a Sunday at 3 a.m.
Can I get one more than White Claw before we get third?
That is
We're started.
yeah, you guys
I'll
almost
get up
like
again
it's
in a
like
minute.
almost like we don't even know we have fucking microphones on. Welcome back to Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
Tom.
Samantha not here on a cruise. Big Tim Murphy is here. You heard him. He would like a White Claw Butler. Can you make that happen?
I didn't know they could hear it.
I said mics are hot.
Hot means on in the
it's all
radio business.
Doesn't
I'm
matter.
gonna get up and get two more.
Does-
on the
yeah,
menu.
please
It's
do.
fine.
Please
I'll
do,
be
because
fine.
we got stuff to plug. You picked the perfect time to do it, man. Make yourself at home. But welcome back to Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom. Let's. I'll plug it during the shot.
Okay. Butler, do you want music for this? Or like we haven't even really discovered or like decided rather what we want to do.
By the way, I'll put this out there. If anybody knows any
A liquor sponsor.
liquor sponsor,
Rep or
distillery,
somebody, reach
rep, we'd love to partner up with the liquor
Please get
company.
Backwoods Pecan Whiskey, my favorite. Somebody get them.
Listen,
Their
well,
social media is real bad.
The only
We can fix that.
The only stipulation we have, because there's been some people that's reached out, but they for like private distilleries, and the distribution isn't that big.
It's too limited. We need a broader.
When we promote a particular liquor, we tell people to buy it. If you can't buy it only in like a couple stores, then everybody gets mad.
And you're gonna waste your money on sponsors.
And let's
Right.
tell you a
No.
story. Like Rebecca Creek worked, and I think the listeners still like both versions. The
Texas Ranger still.
Texas Ranger, the
great.
beginning, that was kind of the beginner's whiskey, and then you had the regular Rebecca Creek, and I know a lot of people like it. It was just very hard to find. Especially Texas Ranger, very hard to find.
Yeah.
But
Fucking
delicious.
Backwoods Pecan Whiskey is so goddamn hard to find. It's my favorite, but it's so hard to find.
Yeah, that was probably not going to work then.
And but even Rebecca Creek is still working because they're in Walmarts and they're moving into ABCs. But then the rep moved companies, and then the only contact we had was from Texas. And then it's hard because they're like, "Who are you?"
You can't explain because how the fuck do you explain this weird shit?
You could.
Like, we built a relationship with this person. Now they're not there. So let's go.
Hold on, let me give him his reverb. I want to make sure that I do this correctly for you. There you go. Try that.
All right. I'll drink the whiskey, you drink the wine. Foot golf is tomorrow, my balls are just fine. So cheers to the sponsors, they are the best. I'm about to fuck this up, so I'll mumble the rest. Rock and roll 90210.
All right.
Cheers, friend. Cheers to poverty.
So,
What are we drinking?
I'm not sure.
That was a Tullamore.
I like
Irish.
my balls are just fine. Well done.
So I will plug Hullabaloo. It's a festival
Did the
happening.
goddamn robot now have a white claw count for me?
The Hullabaloo Festival, Saturday, January 25th. Daniel and I are going to host it.
We haven't done, it's a big deal when we dust off our hosting duties.
Yeah. And
We've been known to host a thing or 10, and this one's really cool because for those of you that, like me and Samantha especially, that love the Sugar Ray and love the Eve 6 because we're 90s babies, this is a $10 ticket, y'all.
yeah, free if you're a first responder or if you're active or retired military. That will be free, but it's only a $10 ticket. You can go to tomanddan.com, click on the Hullabaloo link.
I don't want to tell the fine people, of the Thornton Park area how to run their business, but a $10 ticket to see Sugar Ray, Eve 6, and then you got Oklahoma Stackhouse, friends of the show, Coastal Breed, which I've heard a lot about, never seen, and Trees of Life. Those are both of those guys are like reggae bands, plus a wakeboard rail jam. If you don't know what that is, it's where you set up a course and you use a winch to pull these wakeboarders through the water, and then they do tricks. Food trucks. What else is there? You can bring your own lawn chair and blankets. You can hang out. Bring it family friendly.
Yeah, it's at the park at Lake Eola, right there at Thornton Park. And the main reason we agreed to be a part of this event is all for a great cause. Like, there's not some promoter making a bunch of money. This event is for charity, and so all proceeds will go to the Second Harvest Food Bank of Central Florida. So you can come out, have a good time, see Sugar Ray, Eve 6. We'll be out there. Eric will have the merch tent. Not be selling merch, but we've got new stickers and magnets.
Yeah, got
and
some
koozies.
stuff to give away to you guys.
We're giving away a bunch of promo stuff, and like Daniel said, there's food trucks, all ages. You can come. Also,
it's gonna be awesome, man. Like I'm really excited, and like, you know what?
Dude, the VIP, you get your own bathrooms. You get
four drinks.
Four drinks.
You
get a corksicle.
How much is the VIP?
Like $75.
$75, but you get 4 drinks. You get a corksicle tumbler.
Yeah.
Which there, that's $25 to $40 right there. Then you get 4 drinks, which I don't know why. Again, I don't want to tell them how to run their business, but 4 drinks is a lot. We do VIP. We usually give you like 1 or 2.
Yeah.
4 is
also, listen, having your own bathrooms, if in
a festival environment.
I'm taking $50 shits.
Yeah.
I mean, it's worth $50 a shit and pace.
It really is, man, and especially for ladies. Look, again,
if you got the money, just get a VIP.
Get the VIP.
So again, Hullabaloo next Saturday, January 25th at Lake Eola Park. Starts at 2.
I'm excited, and I've heard good things about this particular gentleman, Mark McGrath. I've heard he's actually like a super kind individual. Everybody's seen that video of him breaking up with the girl's boyfriend, like that he did on a Cameo, and like, so I want to get hopefully you and I will get a chance to at least just shake hands, because like, to me,
well, we're introducing him. Maybe we do it awkwardly on stage. We're like, oh my God, Mark McGrath's here, everybody.
It's gonna be worth it just to see him fucking,
and then he's on stage,
walk you in real life,
and then we're just talking to him. We start interviewing him like a podcast.
He's supposed to be super cool. And then here's a fun fact. I mean, that guy's IQ and his music knowledge is supposedly unmatched. Like, I have heard tell that, when he goes on and does, like, I think they do like Rock and Roll Jeopardy or something like that, he crushes every time. The guy's like, he's not an idiot. He's like super fucking smart. And and another thing I want to talk to him about is being a DJ on Sirius XM. Because he's basically the 90s channel, or Lithium, which is like he's a great DJ. Like, if you ever listen, my wife is so ate up with the Sirius XM, that's all she listens to. And he does, like, on the 90s channel, it's basically Mark McGrath hosts the 90s channel.
Does he do it like a music DJ, like a traditional
not corny
radio?
At all. No. What he does is he shares fun facts about, like, oh, we were on tour with these guys, or I know this guy, or because he knows all those guys.
Yeah.
Like, he's rock and roll fucking royalty as far as I'm concerned, because, like, I don't think you get any higher then how many singles have they had that? Now, again, you can hate on the music all you want to. If it's not your thing, it's not your thing.
Isn't Sugar Ray, though, it's a harder core band, right?
They were. They were.
Kind of like No Doubt, almost.
Yeah,
Like they went from a punk to a...
Yeah, they were, but then, as you get older and as you find your niche, and he realized that he could do a fun California beach song and get that paper.
Yeah.
And they were good at it. It wasn't a shit song, so they're like, why don't we just do this?
I like that.
I'll do a 2.5 Men reboot tomorrow. I don't give a fuck.
Dude, I would watch the fuck out of that.
I do like it when...
But it's just you.
Yeah, it's just me. It's
Right?
2.5 Men.
Tell me if you think this is true. So, because I feel like there's a fine balance. Like, obviously, Mark McGrath, an artist, a talented musician, but when he realized what the people wanted from him, he pivot.
They have always been open about
fine.
that.
Yeah.
Like 5 years ago or 8 years ago, they put out an album called Music for Cougars.
Yeah.
They know what they are.
Yes.
And they ride it out. And I have nothing but fucking heaps of respect for
Now
them.
that I know they put out Music for Cougars, I love me some Cougars, baby.
It's not a bad album either, man. Like, it's not bad.
Well, think about this. So he was cognizant enough to that one shot fucked me up. To realize. By the way, I gotta start eating more. I had a
We need
goal.
to get into that because I've been eating way less.
he had one bite of a pinwheel, did a shot, now he's fucked up great.
I've had a smooth it. You know what? I'm eating too little at this point.
I've had more calories
because
than
I'm
White
real
Claw.
fucked up.
Are
now.
you still losing weight?
Yeah. I had a goal, like I was 178 yesterday, and then I want to get down to 170.
I'm trying to get down to 275.
I weigh 178.
Do it right now?
Right now.
No, fat.
I
don't know why I said that. Too drunk. I'm not eating it. Got amphetamines in my streaming through my system.
Me too.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
It'll make you not want to eat.
So
how does it feel to be on Adderall and whiskey? Is that good?
Yeah,
Fucking amazing.
That's
Feel
why
crazy
on
right
Fridays.
now.
That's why lately I've been trying to eat a sub because and I'm also drinking very low octane anything. But I have this. I've convinced myself that I need to have a couple of beers
It's
to
a
do the show
275.
because we always have.
Yeah.
So, but like then I embarrassed myself like weeks ago, like before the holidays. I'm like, I'm like I don't want to get all drunk.
Yeah, well, usually the one shot doesn't affect me as much, but now it's streaming
riding
through.
it.
Like I
You're
feel like
riding
I'm riding a cloud. Where am I?
You ain't alone, friend. You ain't alone.
I have no idea what I was even saying.
We were talking about Mark McGrath.
So being an artist, so he was like able to put the business in front of his own art almost, or at least change or pivot his own art towards something that was more financially
I bet he didn't pay his power bill
advantageous. But some artists though will never change for anybody and will stick to it forever. But I feel like those artists are probably going to be better, like produce better art, but worse at business and can be detrimental to their own success because they're not willing to ever change for anybody because they take their art so seriously, which is fine. But I feel like if you be a little bit more like Mark McGrath and just, enjoy making art and entertainment.
I feel like you can do both.
But
I feel like you can make mass
do it
stuff.
smarter.
You can do both. I feel like you can. Because, I do fucking artsy shit,
Yeah.
But I also try to make some fucking relatable shit,
Yeah.
It can't all be It can't all be fucking high-minded shit. Sometimes you gotta do a goddamn.
Okay,
But what I'm thinking
they have
is
a
like
sense of humor because I was wrong. See, I have no concept of time. Music for Cougars came out in 2009. Their latest album that came out in 2019 is entitled Little Yachty.
No shit.
Like Little Yachty, though. Like this album's a little bit like boat music, I guess. So.
Yeah, they're catering to.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck. They're just
their audience, which is great. But like, I'm thinking of someone like Amy Winehouse, obviously a brilliant musician.
Well, Amy Winehouse got fucked over because people calling her fat and it gave her an eating disorder.
Well, there's a lot of mental illness. I mean, you watch the documentary, it's like, whoa, but she was so damaged, produced this incredible art. But I feel like an Amy Winehouse, if she wasn't popular for her music, she wouldn't change it to commercialize it to a broader audience. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like she would just be like, nope, this is it. Now, luckily for her, what she really wanted to produce, everybody loved. Obviously, brilliant music. But what I'm saying is, I don't feel like she would ever pivot and try something different or have a hit. Now, I'm not saying that's bad or good. I'm just saying like there's a difference between someone that will be like, this is what I produce and you like it, take it or leave it, or this is what I produce and then I produce this. I'm not really into this as much, but this is what makes money. I'll go hardcore towards that. You know,
I feel that way. I do, and I like doing high-minded bits and all, but I swear to God, I'll sell out to fucking tomorrow.
No,
I'll
I know.
sell the fuck out tomorrow. You want me to do fucking Larry the Cable Guy reboots or whatever? I'll do Health Inspector Part 3. You want me in a fucking Tooth Fairy movie? Let's do it. I don't have to do artsy stuff. I'm tired of being poor.
Are you saying you'll do anything for money?
Not necessarily anything.
I knew that, Tim.
Not anything. Not necessarily anything. I do have morals and all.
What were we talking about the other day?
Right?
I mean,
That I wanted Tim to do.
I did say I would probably suck. They bid
For
on
5
it.
minutes.
I mean, yeah, I said I'd put it in my mouth for 5 minutes.
So we had this lady that contacted us that's an award-winning body painter.
Fuck yeah, be the pacifier too.
Oh, I thought.
I'm answering the chat.
Would you let us paint you?
How much you paying me?
You have to talk to the business
Okay, I'll
department.
negotiate. I'm learning about negotiations where I shouldn't just throw out a number because it's probably always way too high, and the person would have done it for way
throw
less.
out your number. I always wait for you to go first.
So how much do you want?
He's learning. He's learning.
$15,000.
I'll give you $380
And a case of White Claw.
$380 a case of White Claw,
And
and
a
then
beach hat.
we're gonna paint.
Yeah.
Can I wear shorts, or do I gotta be?
No, you don't have to be nude.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
gonna be brief.
that's not we don't want to put that fine woman through that.
That's kind of what I was getting at. So $380, and they what now?
What if they painted overalls on you? Like literally.
Ooh, that's not a bad
For
idea.
$380?
We'll get you blue shorts.
How much will you give me today?
So we'll get you tiny denim shorts, and then the rest of the denim will be painted. I like that.
How long do I have to wear that for?
The rest of your life.
It will be
I should probably ask
She'll
for
touch
it.
it up
oddly enough
once a
will
week.
only be 3 days.
Probably.
So it's not that bad.
I mean,
you have the best Wednesday ever. 'Cause you have all this money.
I mean, $380 and a case of White Claw. I mean, yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess.
I knew the answer before.
I know you do.
I'm going to do like they do on Pawn Stars. Butler's going to take you in the back. He'll drop the paperwork. And on to the next item.
Wait, where are we doing this now?
So
I'll talk to the lady next week.
Are you cutting me a check for half an hour? Or
No.
This is a bit, isn't it?
No.
I've
This is
learned
a
my
bit,
fly
isn't
the
it?
coop.
God
I've
damn
learned
it.
my lesson with BDM handyman.
Hey, I'll
Never cut them the
Next thing
check.
you know, you
Hey,
give them
listen,
half,
I
they
was-
steal your Xanax, and they're not done.
I got my own pills, but I'm not cutting my legs off. All right? I'm down 21 pounds.
But
since
it
the
will
first of the
happen.
year. No, I'm trying to avoid it. Well, maybe not.
They have turned.
Fuck.
I got my Negan bat right here just in case your legs start acting up. I'll bat them good.
They're actually not swelling as bad anymore. I'll show you. Well,
What were they
So-
were swelling?
Oh
my God!
that's down about 60% or so on the left. The edema is almost gone.
I don't know why it's so funny, but me and Daniel used to think that the funniest thing in the world was it's like a teen girl like looking at you and going, eh. Like,
This is something y'all are admitting because you're fucked up. We're all getting fucked up.
I like it when
Someone
people.
said-
like
I
when
did
people
another
go-
shot.
I like when people go like, "I got a mosquito bite. It got a little infected. It's not that bad though." And then they show it to you, and you're like, You're like, "I'm passing out. I'm passing out."
but I like being physically disgusted by someone. I'm sorry. All right, so
Don't apologize, friend.
tell us. I was apologizing to the listener. Uh-oh. So Celine
Back of
Dion.
their feet and back
There's
against
a
the wall.
drone.
I'm not
There's a
putting my
drone
feet
over
against
us. I can hear it.
Oh, speaking of drones, you saw that at Celine Dion.
Yeah. Hey, Celine Dion does this thing now, where when she sings the Titanic song, she has 1,000 drones descend from the ceiling.
1,000 or just a few?
And then
It's a lot,
It's
right?
a lot. And then they swirl around her, and then they light up in multiple colors,
Like a
and
light tornado?
Yeah, like a light tornado, and then she commands them with her hands, and it's the fucking greatest thing I've ever seen in my life.
So-
I saw Celine Dion on Wednesday night in Tampa. Twister.
All right.
Because Andrea's really into Celine Dion. So I'm.
By the way, this
she's
was
great.
this was the show that my wife didn't know about,
Yeah.
and then she booked like $1,000 tickets to Vegas because she announced her retirement, and then my wife's like, "We gotta go see. She's a living legend." Then she bought tickets for her mom and sister, plane flights, and once it's all booked, she announced like, "I'll be doing a world tour. I'll be in Tampa."
Yeah, because
I was like, "Fuck!"
Yeah, I mean, because she's Canadian.
Spent like $5,000,
and so she did that thing where she's like on the mic and she's like, they were holding me captive in the desert, but I escaped.
Yeah, she's like wacky a little bit, right?
Yeah, she's kooky. She does a lot of faces. She's like, Orlando, Tampa. She's in Tampa. She's like, hello, Tampa, and then she pointed out there's the front of the house. There's like a group of people in the front row, and she's like, I love it when I come to Florida. It's so great. Look at the footwear. Look at and the cameraman put it on their feet. Put it on their feet. And then the cameraman puts the camera on these poor people that are sitting up front and they have on flip-flops. And she's like, look, it's flip-flops. It's flip-flops. She's like, and tank tops. It's just more laid back here. I know how you are, Florida. I know how you are. And I'm like, you're calling us fucking trash people. She's calling us fucking trash.
What the fuck is this goddamn French Canadian talking?
She's calling us trash people.
You say poor
Take your
people.
cheese-eating fucking ass back up there, you fucking French Quebec piece of shit.
She was all about calling us trash people, but she was trying to be nice about it. So she's doing this whole thing. Well, the drones come down, and I talked about this. I told you about this. I want to say like a year ago. I said I want to buy the drone show. I want to do a drone show at a BDM event. So if you're not a BDM,
let's explain this too, because was this at the last Super Bowl? Did they have the drone show?
Yeah.
Was it?
I think so.
So at the last Super Bowl, was it Lady Gaga?
No, that wasn't the last Super Bowl.
That was a couple years ago.
That was a couple years ago.
But that was where the drones.
Yeah, that was a couple
last
years
year.
ago.
It was an indoor because that was in Minnesota.
Well, this was indoors. This was in the MLA.
You can do it indoor.
The MLA
Drones
arena.
make me nervous as fuck.
Yeah, me too. But these,
They have a way to take a hive of drones, and then a computer basically controls them all to make whatever message you want, to make whatever, be part of the show, which is cool.
So they started from the ceiling, and you see them like descend upon her, but they're not lit. But I could hear them. Like, so if they're like they still make a lot of noise because they got to have a lot of power. Yeah. And they came down, and then I could see them start moving in a circle. And I'm like, they're going to surround her. They're going to surround that bitch in fucking drones. And then they lit up, like, glowed blue. They had, like, LED lights on them. They were swirling. And so if she'd make a hand gesture, they'd go over. And then
choreographed.
It was fucking amazing, dude. And I've seen Elton John. I've seen Diana Ross. I've seen Billy Joel. And now I've seen Celine Dion. And I hate to admit this. And I had to admit it to my wife. Watching Celine Dion sing is like watching the most talented fucking thing I've ever seen. Like, it was better than Elton, better than Billy, and like, I like their music a lot more. You see what I'm saying? Like, what do I like more? That. I like Billy Joel. Billy Joel was my favorite, even over Elton.
But you're saying pure talent-wise.
Pure talent, and just watching, like, what was the best or most impressive? Celine Dion. Yeah. Like, it was the most impressive performance I've ever seen, because you could see that she can do something that no one else can fucking do. I can go down, to any Irish pub and see some guy that's going to play Piano Man. It's going to be okay. It's not going to be Billy Joel.
It's a
good.
reasonable facsimile.
Yeah, but it's going to be okay. But what she was doing was fucking one-of-a-kind shit. Like, no one else could fucking do it.
Was she singing to any, could you tell, any backing track or anything? Or was it pure her own?
Nah, she's famous for not using that.
Okay.
No.
I didn't know if, like, maybe she reached an age where, like,
and she brought her band, like, she brought one of her band members out to sing. She did that, she did the Beauty and the Beast song. I think originally she did that with Peebo Bryson. Was the name of the artist, the
fuck you just call me?
Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she did that, and then she with one of her backup singers, and he was fucking amazing. When you watch them, you're like, oh my God, this is like crazy good. Plus, I was super fucking high. I'd gone through I went through the actual security with my hands up with my pen in my pocket, which was fucking stupid. I had to do a 180 because it went off. And then as I did the 180, I had to slip my hand gently in my pocket, pull out my toot pen, and throw it in the trash, which really hurt my heart.
Oh, man, just wear your overalls and metal buckles, set it off. and then you fucking pat the buckles.
Or
you put in your fucking pockets. I'm just saying.
Well, you can wear Big Tim's overalls.
Don't wear my overalls.
I'm like, oh my god. It's like,
Also,
You'd be swimming these fucking things.
I don't think the police can even test it nowadays because they've deemed those tests for THC.
Don't you have the fucking card?
I do,
Yeah.
but I was so concerned about like slowing. This is my wife's like this is like bucket list for her.
I understand.
You know
And
what
I didn't want to be detained. I mean, again, it
for
would
all the shit both of you get, you're both pretty good husbands.
well,
Of
like
course
I
you
told,
want to give it shit.
like I told Butler, it would have sorted
you need
itself
to
out.
fucking. We'll work on that later on.
It would have sorted itself out. Like even if I'd gotten detained, they would have said, "Oh, you got a card. Oh, he's not inebriated. Oh, you're fine."
You can
but-
beat the rap,
but
you can't
hey,
beat the ride.
You shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
You know,
You can't bring it here.
Yeah, you shouldn't be having this here. But
you just say it's a cigarette.
it would
right?
just
Or
slow,
nicotine.
It's the old beating the rap, but you can't beat the ride. You'll
Yeah.
get out of it in court, but you're going to jail. You're gonna get you know.
it would just slow Andrea's
cops are
whole
gonna beat
night
your
down.
ass.
Probably fucking ruin it. So better to just get rid of it and go in. So anyway, that's what I did. But I hate to report it, but yeah, that was probably the most talented. It was like watching a talent alien perform.
Well, I bet you, speaking of like performance wise, like she has been performing in Vegas. Like, is it a nightly show in Vegas? Like
it was.
Yeah. Like what?
It's
she was
probably
doing
5 days a week or
Yeah,
something.
so
Yeah.
5 days a week for how many years? Like
A long time.
You get it down pat pretty goddamn good.
And I think
Like,
this is sort of just an updated variation because all the cut screens, all the videos they have,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
drones,
yeah.
all that. Like, it was just one of those shows that when you watch it, you're like, oh, man. Like, anybody that's even a top-tier performer would watch that show and be like, oh, shit, I got to step my game up a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, she's also super buff now because I think 4 years ago, her
Oh, taking
husband,
them fucking
Renee,
he
passed
died,
away.
yeah.
And,
been working out crazy since.
dude, I think she's funneling all the grief she has into, like, CrossFit or some shit because she is jacked.
I wonder.
Her arms are like muscle fitness jacked.
I'd still fuck her.
Oh, I would too. Even though
Just for
like
the
I know,
TV credit.
I know the chat room thinks she looks weird and stuff like that. I find her attractive. I mean, she's not the most attractive person, but
But I mean, fuck, you get on
She ain't
TMZ.
unattractive.
If you dicked her down, you get on TMZ, and that's good TV credit.
I wonder how long.
dicked her down.
Do you think?
I am a little bust.
Yeah, I can feel it.
Do you think psychologically
Daddle in his hair over there.
it's about the same length of time it takes to get over like stopping doing something that like your career or something you've been doing so many times and like a death, like
Ooh.
as far as like an amount of time that
God, that's
it takes,
weird. Andrew asked me the same question.
because you know what got me thinking
Having
of,
first-hand experience, because I used to be a real jolly guy, and now it's gotten kind of dark. It takes a while to get over, especially a close relative's death or something like that.
no 100%. I know I've had a lot of my family members die, so
I mean, I keep that old
you know,
piece of
you
shit
never
truck,
really you never get
'cause
over
Jimmy's
it,
death
yeah.
benefit money paid for it.
Yeah. And no, I know you never really get over it, but I'm talking about like the initial like shock to your system. For instance, like there was that North Carolina Panthers linebacker that just retired out of nowhere. God, what the hell's his name? Someone in the chat room tell me. But that guy, it was a surprise.
What's his name?
He's a Pro Bowler.
Starts with a K.
But anyway, he was a linebacker.
Tom Peterson, they said.
No, that's not him.
All right, then different
but
person.
it's a Carolina Panthers linebacker who retired. It was big news because no one saw
He's
it
going
coming.
out early. That seems to be like a trend now with a lot
It
of
does.
NFL players.
And Kuechly. So he
Told you. K.
and you watch this video of him announcing his retirement. He's like fighting back tears and stuff, and he's just like, he's like, I still want to play, but it's just the right decision for me. And obviously Celine Dion, like she's been doing this for a long time. She's announced her retirement. Like so after this, I assume. I mean, you could always go back.
I think she's 54, 53, something like that.
Is she really only that old? I thought she was older. than
I
that.
thought you put a wig on. I got scared. I was like, you gotta
I
go.
thought you put a wiggle. Hold on, let me put the camera on. That scared the fuck out of me. I turned to the left and I'm like,
Yeah. So
like-
Terrifying.
she is eventually her last show. is,
Hippie big stockings. Oh my God.
Bummer, you ain't even talking. Give me a fucking White Claw.
No, what's happening right now?
hippie diabetes leggings.
My God.
I'm working on it. We got to get to that
It's like
segment in a minute.
I've never had a carrot top. Like
Y'all ought to watch this on Twitch. You're listening to it. You got to see this. I'm fucked up. It's fine.
I've never had a carrot top.
so easy.
Somebody, I'm
So
gonna get a
hacky.
White Claw.
Go get a white
It
claw.
does make me so happy. Anyway, so Celine Dion's gonna eventually do her last show, and then that's gonna be it. Like, so, well, that's it. And so this guy played his last game, and like everybody has to deal with like retirement or stopping doing something you love and whatever. Like, how quickly can you get over it? Like, for instance, if
here's what she did.
If you stop like broadcasting at any point,
Yeah.
like podcasting, but you've been doing it for so long.
I'm
do you
glad
think
it's a perfect
like
question.
2 months and you'll be like, fine.
You're telling me the perfect question for what you're talking about, whether it's a death or whether it's a performing or like how long would it take to get back to normal? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, just be over it and not bother you.
I don't think for her it will, because like she referenced his death and then she sang like a really poignant song, and you could kind of tell, kind of like what you and I do when we're having something go on in our personal lives. If we can bring it here and we can use it in a way where it's not going to make things worse, it will almost always make it better, right?
Yeah.
It almost made me feel like it's an impossibility for her to stop.
Like performing?
Yeah. It kind of felt like that. I'm sure she will draw a line eventually, but you could tell that right now, even though it's been like 4 years since I think her husband passed away, that if she, like, there's no way of stopping now. You know what I mean? Like, she needs to, like, go a couple more years in order to get to a point where she can stop and then, like, do family and, like, not ever do that again.
She announced the end. I mean, there is a finite end to this. Like, her last show has already been announced, right? Like,
has it? I didn't even know that.
Well, when you announce a tour, it's all the stops.
No, I know, but
the Rolling Stones did their final tour for like 2 years.
Yeah,
I thought you meant, like, is this her final? I didn't think this was her final.
I assumed
she finished her Vegas residency and now she's doing another tour. I don't think she's done touring, period.
She might be, but
my wife thought it was like she'd finish her Vegas and then she's going to do one more world tour.
I didn't know
and
that.
Then that was going to be
I
it. Like,
I hadn't heard that.
Then.
See, I can't see that.
That may be wrong, but
because it's a new. She just put a new album out, and it's called Courage, and that's the one she's supporting with this tour. I didn't get that vibe.
But I'm all
real talk. I've tried to quit comedy 4 times.
No,
I've tried, and it just doesn't. I don't know.
But why would you quit? You're super fucking funny.
Because it fucking sucks. It's bad all the time.
It does seem like it sucks. I gotta be honest.
Bad, but also it's just like because I'm fucking
hard. It's a grind.
It's a grind, but also like I don't have the I didn't.
It's punishment.
I deferred my dream for a thing that doesn't matter. I don't want to talk about because I'm too fucked up and getting all sad. But I didn't move when I should have. I should have moved when I'm fucking 24 to goddamn Vegas or LA or whatever. I didn't. Sometimes you get, but why not keep doing it? What the fuck does it hurt to keep doing it? She'll probably do something, but
if it brings you happiness, then that's another thing.
It also brings me an immense amount of pain and suffering. But I can't help but be funny. I can't tell a story.
Yeah. You need an outlet, and that's a lot of people. Maybe your outlet just changes. So, like, okay, you're not performing in front of arenas full of people anymore. But maybe you go to your local
days. I went 37 days without going to the show, and I was like, "Fuck, I got to go up," and I went up.
Were you like
I didn't say
like a withdrawal thing where you felt like
I was
you needed
fucking scratching, literally almost scratching.
I feel like that would probably happen to us if we stopped doing this. Some incarnation.
Oh, it would.
I'd be bugged the hell out of my wife.
I was good. I was good with vacation.
You're right.
I mean, like, I'm just getting drunk and smoking so much weed, and then my wife's like, "You need to do something." I'm like,
I sincerely believe both of you are stuck to this forever. I do.
Never ever.
I think forever. I do. I think forever.
Me and Dana can walk out here tomorrow and be like, no, that's good enough.
I'm like, well.
You say that.
I would shake your hand. I might not shake your hand, but I would shake your hand. I'd look you in the eye and I'd be like, we're never going to see each other again. And you'd be like, oh, no. And I'd be like, there's always been something I want to tell you. And you're like, okay, well, if we're going to do it, we might as well do it now because you're never going to see me again. Who was the girl with a frog pajama? And you're like, damn it. You know what? Better that we're leaving. Fuck you. And I'd be like, you know what? Fuck you.
Not every mystery needs to be solved, friend.
And then we get in our cars and we start to drive away. But then
we turn around.
We do that move. We turn around.
And then we drive straight at each other
as fast as we can.
Then I rock it out the windshield.
No, I
fucking like an old married couple.
I rock it out the windshield.
When one of you dies, the other one's going to die 3 months later.
And then
I promise.
My body projectile flies out my windshield, and I land in the street, and you stop your truck, and you get out, and you start just pissing on my dead body.
I thought I was going to be like, no,
you're pissing on it.
Good.
Yeah. And then people are like, they get out their cell phones, and you're like, oh, shit. And you put your dick away and you drive away.
Before
That'll be the end.
Before I get too fucked up, on Friday, February 28th, I got a show at the fairgrounds.
All right.
Me and Ross Pageant, and the headliner's not
nice.
confirmed yet. As part of the whole
At
thing.
the fairgrounds.
It's gonna be a thing.
Big venue.
It's gonna be a whole fucking thing. It's not gonna be in the. It's gonna be in a building. Before I get too fucked up, I gotta get this plug out. Y'all should come. You get free admission with a fair. Not all details are finalized for the headliner. We're trying to get somebody fairly famous and all, or at least
I see what you did there.
more famous than me. I don't
Fairly
know.
famous.
Is it
Hey.
indoors?
Yes.
Okay.
It'll be free admission with a fair. It'll be a whole thing. We'll talk about more.
Is it the place that they normally do like the pinball
The gun
machine
show.
auctions and
Yes.
stuff? Yeah.
Yes, but
All
we're
right.
gonna have seats. It's gonna be a whole thing. It's
Nice.
gonna be good. Or it won't. I don't fucking know. But
Are they gonna have the normal stuff they
People
do?
are fucking with you. Free admission with a ferret? People are
I
fucking
said
with you.
fair, motherfuckers. My fucking language center was damaged by a 45-pound weight when I was 15.
Are they gonna have all the other stuff like the
Yeah,
science
I was
fair?
drugged at the club.
My fucking motherfucker, a lat pull down tower fell on top of me and crushed my brain. There's a dent in the back of my head.
So
I lost 22 IQ points.
Mark McGrath roofied me.
are they gonna have all the
Uncle
other
Bob.
stuff they normally have inside that building at the fair?
no,
like
it'll be
the
like
petting
it'll
zoo
just be us.
Yeah.
and the science
It's just
fair.
gonna be
Yeah.
us. It's just gonna be us.
Because I really want
Yeah,
to see
yeah.
the petting zoo with walking.
I won't lie, I kind of do too, because
Feed this goat this tiny paper cup of pellets.
VIPs near goats.
I mean, yes.
Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll do some voicemail. We'll talk about some conspiracy theories.
Good, because I got pissed real bad.
Oh, buddy. Oh, fun fact. And I finally got to the bottom of it. And
Yeah.
I'm not big on embarrassing people, but I got to do it.
Yeah.
Butler is, for weeks, for months even, I've been trying to track down the person who on Fridays won't flush the toilet.
Oh, no. I flushed the
Butler,
toilet.
Butler don't say a
No,
goddamn
when
word,
you
but he
came-
won't
when
give
you
me a
came
white claw.
out, when you came out and you were staring, he was looking for pictures on the walls. He got distracted, and I do too. We do this game where we look for pictures of Fat Tom on the walls of the bathroom.
You motherfucker.
I do, yeah.
And
You
we
did
were
lose a lot
playing,
of weight, I'm proud of you.
you were playing a game of Fat Tom, and you're looking all around like.
I
trying
thought
to
I
find-
heard you say it.
Yeah, yeah, I did.
It was like in the back.
Yeah,
of
yeah.
What are they doing
Oh,
in there?
don't
I'm
worry
like,
about
hello?
it. Yeah.
I won't lie, I'm mad that you wear them salmon shorts
And Butler
now.
came out because I startled him, and he's like, "Oh, I was playing the Fat Tom game," and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And I went in there and I looked down in there, and it's brown Coca-Cola PP. You need some water, brother. Your wife has you on another health kick, and you're dehydrated. You're trying to lose weight.
Yeah, it's all chia seeds.
It's all it's straight
repeating
seeds.
chia
It's all seeds. It's all seeds.
You're a PLC.
Hey, somebody come get me from here.
Oh,
I cannot
Tim's
drive home.
freaking out.
I cannot drive home.
That's bad. Well, here's
It'll be
new
fine.
music from the band Criteria. They haven't been around for like 15 years. So enjoy this. The name of the song is Agitate, Resuscitate. Brand new album. Just came out called Years. We'll be right back with more Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan right after this. Hey, from the UK. That's the Drowns.
You're all right.
The name of the song is One More Pint. Welcome back to Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom. Real quick, we have a brand new hoodie out on our website, tomandan.com.
It's my favorite one we've ever done. Now, before you say, hey, you say that every year. Every other year I've lied. This one is actually my favorite because it's super soft and I love it's got the now we altered it a little bit. It's the coat of arms that's on our Founders logo.
Yeah.
Some people have said, well, it's only for Founders. No. That's our official Tom and Dan coat of arms.
Yes.
So, like, honestly, that's like
because it says founded in 2009.
Yep, 2009.
Not founders.
No.
but,
I mean,
yeah.
but it is the official coat of arms that was created by Danger Brain. And this hoodie is the softest, best hoodie ever with a white zipper.
Yep. It's Bella Canvas brand. So it's insanely soft. And it's perfect for Florida. It's like...
It's light.
It's super light. and it's on the website right now.
Yes, sir.
So, do you guys want to do some voicemails and end with conspiracy news?
Let's do that. Let's do that.
I do want to challenge that weight loss thing, though.
Oh, okay, let's talk about that.
We've been talking about
Speaking
all
of
there.
weight loss, so
It's
you've
been
been
a minute since we've dipped our toe into a weight loss challenge, but I say, let's do it.
If I lose 159 pounds, your wife gets to do a sleepover stay with Seth or whatever. That's what she wanted to do. I don't know. I want to do something.
What's in it for me?
Wait a minute.
There's
so
nothing
you
for you.
lose
That's
159 pounds, then Crystal fucks Seth. And then
Yeah, what is that?
Listen,
They at least get a video.
I will admit, it's not the best plan I've ever had.
Yeah.
We got to come up with a way to have you on my side, though.
Well,
Maybe if I don't lose 110 pounds, Seth fucks her. I don't know.
Oh, it's you.
Yeah, I'd rather have you on my
wait a
side
minute.
than
So it's
against
almost
me.
like she's dangling over a pit of lava at that point. Right? It's like, if you don't do it, then
Yeah. Seth will.
she isn't going to
Poof.
do that, right?
No.
She might not, but I mean,
Okay.
What would she do?
What I was thinking.
Or is she out of the game? She's a mom now, man.
Do you
but
think?
I mean, Seth.
No,
though,
she wants nothing to do with any of this.
He's
Yeah,
got that-
I had a
well,
feeling.
she's the one that said she's down for whatever.
All right,
Yeah,
if you
she
lose
said that, but-
159 pounds,
She didn't even think all this is real.
if you lose 159 pounds, I will suck Seth's dick.
Will you know?
What is that?
'Cause that might
Why do you
happen.
want? What is that?
In 2012, I lost 150 pounds, so I could probably pull it off. And are you really?
Yeah, well, you
ready?
need 159.
That's true.
Yeah.
And then 9 more pounds might hold me up.
Leah, if you get
So-
to like 8, 158, there's no dick sucking going.
Well, I mean, so I went from I was over 500 last year. I got down, and I
Whoa! Sorry, the delay reaction.
it's fine.
I had to do the math in my head, and I didn't even know it was possible.
First of the year, I was 495 or 497.
Yeah.
God, based
then
on that,
down-
I feel like the couch should be sitting on you.
And then I'm down now to 472, give or take.
Congratulations.
Hey, that's
Which
awesome.
I'm breaking the fuck out by drinking all this goddamn White Claw and all.
Nah,
that.
you'll be all right. Just
only-
don't eat tonight.
I probably won't. I'll probably have a can of collard greens, some more amphetamines. It'll be okay.
Do you guys do that? I do that. You do alcohol math.
Yeah,
You're just
yeah.
like, oh, I had the 12 beers. Well, I can't eat for the next 3 days.
Well, what I do is like anything sugary at all. My wife or kids offer me cookies or whatever. I equate it to like that's 2 White Claw. Hell no.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'd rather have the 2 White Claw.
It's math.
Because that sugar or that cookie I'm gonna eat and it's gonna be delicious for about 30 seconds and then that's it. And I've gotten fat. The White Claw will help me forget about my problem.
Well, I mean, I do mostly feel the hole in my soul from all the death and such I've experienced by
Oh, you
eating.
need to.
You know,
It's a big hole there.
It's a very big hole.
Oh, yeah.
So many people I know have died.
So, Tim,
sad.
so do you want to lose? Your goal is 159
No,
pounds.
well, my goal is to get down. So I'd like to be.
155.
I'd like to. I'd like.
How like literally?
I
You
like
were going
to
to say, how low can you go, but you decided not to because you thought you sound like a
Realistically-
limbo DJ.
Realistically, I want to be TV fat. I want to get them at 275,
Okay, all right.
which I think might be possible if I stick with it and I work on it and all.
What's the lowest weight you've ever been
I
as
mean,
an adult?
As an adult,
Because you've always been big.
I've been
boy.
big forever. Probably about. I think I got down to 315 as a goddamn like actual adult.
Okay.
When I played football, I was weighed 325, but I was a lot more muscle.
yeah,
and shit.
you're big,
And I
yeah.
got down. Like when I was like 18, I was 295 or so.
Okay, so like obviously everybody has different body chemistry and everybody's metabolism.
I also have a horrifically.
Everybody's metabolism. Welcome back to Nutrition by Pierre. All right. Welcome to the show. Everybody's nutritionism is way different. First thing you got to do is eat yourself some vegetables. Vegetables will make you healthy and will give the fiber that you need to make your tummy and your gut bacteria good. And that's coming from Pierre.
I don't think pussy makes your gut bacteria any better, but I've eaten a lot of it and it never helps.
So what I'm asking is the reason why you're big, Tim. I'm not serious. I'm like no.
I'll be real with you. So
He's
it's
Big Tim Murphy.
it's an unhealthy relationship with food. I basically
Okay.
I stress eat, I grief eat.
How many calories, like when you're eating bad, like not now because you're in a diet, but like on a normal, when you're on your, like you're
Don't
climbing
do
Everest.
calories, do meal.
No, so
like,
here's the thing. So,
Are you eating way more than you should?
yes,
Okay.
because I binge eat, man. I get,
Okay.
but it.
But like
albeit-
what? though?
I mean,
because one time our intern Chungus Pukamungus told us how much he ate.
He's
and
getting married. He's getting married.
2 foot-long chili cheese conies and 2 Extra large.
2 extra large cherry limeades slushies.
Well, she is like so, and I was like, God
From Sonic.
damn, that's
and
a lot of
and fries.
I would
And then he chunked
probably
his puke among his whole bathroom.
I would
Very
probably
funny.
do that, but I'd add I'd add maybe $2 chicken sandwiches.
Okay.
All right.
I have an unhealthy appetite for everything.
If I got the biggest pizza from Lazy Moon, could you eat the whole thing?
Probably yes.
The
or at
big
least
one.
Most
So
of it.
you
The
could
big one.
actually eat a lot.
I mean, I'm fucking 500 pounds, man.
Well, not anymore, but
Well,
I think
still, I'm almost 500
so.
pounds.
We're eating like over 5,000 like calories
Yeah.
a day, 10,000,
Yeah, 5,000 or so.
5,000.
Well, but so fast, I get
Your
real
color
bad.
looks better now that you've lost weight.
Well, and
Yeah.
I've lost some. I mean, so
you look good,
But
man.
even at over 5,000, because your body is burning
burns
a lot.
about 4,200 calories a day.
Yeah, because just from lifting
Yeah. Just
400
being alive,
pounds,
yeah.
it's more work.
So, I mean,
Yeah,
just
then
by
he-
design, he's strong. So,
well, so then,
But remember,
well,
all
if
right.
you do the math though, because
So-
it takes like 3,500 calories to gain a pound.
We're gonna
without-
have like Tony
without-
Palmiotti calves.
Without being too fucking, I don't want to get too deep on this, but so all right. So I'll give you an example of like a day I'm gonna go real hog wild.
Okay. Yeah.
I might order $30 worth of Pizza Hut.
Okay.
So I might get 2 pizzas, some boneless wings, plus
Fuck, I do
I'd
bad.
get 2
That
or
molten
3
lava
bags
cake.
of sugar candy.
No,
Right?
Candy,
Like,
yeah.
the candy
sucking
shit.
candy?
Yeah, exactly.
2
yeah.
bags of sucking candy.
Who eats that many Werther's original?
Well, no, not that kind of shit, but like I'm
that's
talking
a lot
like,
of Matlock to
I'm
watch.
talking like gummy worms or whatever. So
Okay.
you got 2 fucking bags of gummy worms. You
Oh,
got
no.
fucking
Raw.
2 fucking medium
You eat the
pizzas.
pizza and then you're like, I'm gonna eat this like 2 bags of gummy worms.
You gotta fill that
sorbet.
void, man. I mean,
Eat them one at a time,
most of
or
the people,
handfuls.
You eat the bag.
I mean, sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
Man, I can't give him shit. I've eaten 2 bags of gummy bears.
I don't eat gummy bears
but-
one at a time. If I eat gummy bears, a handful of
Yeah,
fucking
handful,
gummy
yeah.
bears.
But I mean, I might eat 2 bags and then maybe the 2 pizzas and everything else too, and just.
Oh yeah.
I
That's
mean,
a lot.
Eat it all.
Yeah.
When do you poop?
In
the morning? Are you regular? Are you regular?
No,
Yeah, yeah.
no, horrifically irregular.
But then you do get hungry like pretty quickly after. Is your body running through it? Like,
not really, no.
No.
But you just eat because you eat, and it's the whole
Yeah.
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just
I've
curious
eaten
though.
300 goddamn shrimp or red lobster before. That can't be good for you.
God damn.
That can't be good for you.
So
I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. Shrimp rules. I can't eat them anymore.
And that's the problem. So
how fast can you lose it though? Because usually
I can
big
lose
guys
it real,
can lose
I
it
can
fast.
lose it real
right?
fast. I mean, fuck, I've down 21 pounds since I got in first of the year, and it's only the
That's
what,
fast.
Wow, yeah.
That's
It's only
very
the
fast.
17th. You know,
Yeah. Barely 2 weeks.
So yeah, and a lot of water probably and stuff like
Somewhat.
because you
If you
start
measure-
eating more healthy, it's less salt and stuff. But your
If
body
you-
will retain an insane amount of water weight.
If he drank 5 White Claws and I drank 5 White Claws and then we gave the same amount of time and then we both pissed into Homer buckets and then weighed them,
Oh yeah.
who's gonna have the most amount of pee?
Oh, he is man. Like, his
Because he's just a bigger human.
His liver and kidneys.
Give me your wait a minute. I need your liver so I can live my dream life.
but remember, I'm
Right?
talking
I need
about-
a big liver.
well, actually, it's
Big.
not-
You
it's
do.
not-
I'll put it
It's
on the
actually-
side. I'll put
and
it on the
and
side of me.
And
It'll
that's
be an
also a
external
problem too.
liver.
I mean, I'd like to get down to where I've had most of that 12-pack White Claw you had in there,
Yeah, I
plus the
know.
3 shots of whiskey.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
one's opened that. You just opened it.
I know. I
Want me to
know.
open another one?
Have do you
Yeah,
have
what are
high
we gonna do for
cholesterol
football?
or anything? Blood
Not
pressure?
particularly. That's the thing. So I've avoided most of the only negative side effect I've had from obesity so far has been the edema in my left leg here.
Yeah.
But my blood pressure's pretty good. My cholesterol's pretty good. Like one time, the doctor's like, "Your cholesterol's better than mine." What the fuck? He didn't say what the fuck, but he's like, The thing is, I could be probably an athlete if I didn't.
I believe
have such
that.
an unhealthy.
So your body
yeah.
chemistry, the way your body works, is advantageous to how big you
It
are.
can
Or it's
be.
not, yeah.
Well, I mean,
but in the future, obviously, everything will.
Well, I'm 32
degrade.
now. I don't want to be. Listen.
Yeah.
I want to do more things. Literally more things. I want to have more energy. I want to
wipe
fuck
your
models.
butt.
I do. Well, I wipe my butt okay, but I want to be able to do it.
5-hour energy.
Something like that. I want to be able to do more stuff. So it's much like running the marathon. Right now, I'm very fat. Could I do it? Yes, but it'd be a lot easier if I wasn't so goddamn fat.
Could you run a marathon now?
Probably not right now.
How much money to run a marathon?
What about
I
5K?
mean,
How long do you think it would take you to run Disney's 5K?
I mean, how...
If we put up a prize, okay, so
And then we just blacked out the 5 and circled it, made a circle K, and then you run towards it.
How much intoxicating substances can I do?
I think I ran.
Can I be fucked up?
Whatever you need to get through it.
I ran a 5K one time at like 38
Disney.
That's
minutes.
2.5 miles, right?
Yeah, you can take all the PEDs you want.
I did 38 minutes.
were mad.
Could you do it in double that?
I was there. You were mad.
And
You outran
hour-
everybody because you were pissed off.
2.5 miles an hour and a half?
Or better
hour
yet, how many
and
lap?
16.
How many times can I lap you?
Oh, you probably lapped me a fucking 1,000 times. I mean, it depends. I mean,
No, but with your tongue, not with your leg. You gotta lick him up and down.
So, Tim,
Till he gets hot.
this brings up an interesting...
play with your body, baby.
You know how like everybody in the media and shit thought like there's that conversation and the
Oh,
argument
you're
over...
gurgling.
I know.
Clear your throat, Aquaman.
Over like Lizzo, and like some people are saying like, oh, she's sending the wrong message to the youth because she's bigger and
that bitch
she's
can
like,
goddamn play a flute after fucking standing on heels.
yeah,
She's not in bad shape.
and then other people are like, well, she's in good shape. That's what
Yeah,
like,
some people are just bigger people. That's
and
just
I'm
a
not going
fact.
to talk about that, but I'm like, you could be big and then healthy.
Yes.
But is there
Science has proven that.
But is there a doctor who would be like, technically all your blood work is healthy and your cholesterol and your blood pressure, everything's good, and you you have the blood work of a skinnier person or a fit person, but you're carrying like, let's say,
Possible.
60
I think you would
pounds
have,
more.
You would have skeletal problems. I think you would actually start breaking down like
And
ligaments
this
or
is,
knees
and this
and
is
stuff
something
like
I'd
that.
like to explore more with the fucking fellas that do that video and all. We're going to try and make an actual documentary about this. Because there's bias against fat people in medicine. There is. Right? Like
just because you're overweight doesn't necessarily mean you're unhealthy. Right?
All right, I'll give you an example. One time I had a fucking earache, and the doctor, and this is also a thing in this paper and all, like, my weight has nothing to do with goddamn whether I have water in my ears from swimming.
Nah.
All right? But take, for example, I know we've done the bit about, remember when my legs turned blue and it was the fucking paint in the pool?
Yeah.
And the doctors thought I was going to lose my legs? They didn't once think it could possibly be paint? That's the kind of thing that happens.
That doesn't really make me feel confident that medicine is, like, good. You know what I mean?
And that's
Like,
my point. There is a
like,
bias.
whoa,
Yeah.
no, these things are cool.
There-
Cut them off. And
There
I'm-
is.
hold
there is-
on, it's
there
paint.
is-
You know,
there is legitimately a
that's fucked
bias
up.
against fat people. Especially
I remember
fat,
that. You were freaked out. You texted me.
Well, yeah, I thought I was goddamn lose my legs.
He texted me. He's like, my legs are blue. And I'm like,
Oh, yeah. And then you
we
told me,
know.
I was like, oh,
I
God.
didn't text you about it because I don't think friend acquaintance. It's all it's a thing. We don't text Tom. You don't ever.
He hates fat people.
But he is. He's fat phobic. It is funny though. You're the person who told me Epstein died, which is funny as shit. That I woke up and I was like, Tom Van just texted me. What the fuck? Epstein just killed himself. I was like, wait, what?
He knows what
you
you
just
like.
talked about it. I was like, oh, shit.
I did.
He knows what you like.
So it's interesting because I wonder if we could find anybody that weighs as much as you that has a better blood test. Remember when back in the day we wanted to find the most unhealthy living person, like
It might
living
be me.
their life.
No, it might be me.
Juan claims
Yeah,
to be
he-
that
Juan- yeah,
guy.
yeah,
Like,
Juan's
'cause
a big boy.
Juan's a bigger dude, but he's our Twitch manager, twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live. You can watch all the shows. But he claims, and again, I'm not saying that as if I don't believe him. I haven't checked with him recently. I don't know if things have changed, but he was like a bigger dude that like eats like real food. And what I mean by that is like chef style food, not healthy food. You know, like he's an excellent
I had to
cook.
unfollow his group because the fucking
It's
food
too
just-
good.
I
It's-
get
it's too
hard.
good. Yeah.
I get a little hard.
Yeah. And then all
The
of his
duck
blood
fat
tests
wings?
would come in
Jesus
like
Christ.
solid.
Yeah.
You know, like
Dude,
everything
A
in
doctor
normal
literally
range.
got upset that my heart was so good. When
Mine
Ralphie
wasn't.
died-
Mine wasn't.
When Ralphie May died, I went and I was like, "Fuck, I'm having some chest pains. Let me go get checked out." They're like, your heart's great. And the guy literally was upset, and I was like, "What?
Oh shit, that was Ralphie May's charge.
He died."
The doctor's
Yeah.
like tells the nurse, he's like, the bigger it is, the better, right? It's like big. I'm
He's got
upset.
the heart the size of a regulation basketball.
I got up to like 215 and I had to get on blood pressure meds because
when I hit like
it shows
185,
your chemistry is
189. Come on, man. I'm
Well,
5'2".
so unfortunately,
it fucked up your
all
all your
my
blood
liver
results.
enzymes, my cholesterol, my blood sugar, everything was fucked up. Now everything's like perfect.
unfortunately, I also have white coat syndrome. So it's where you get nervous around doctors. Because a doctor when I was young.
I thought that meant you're racist.
No.
Forgot your hood.
We know. We know.
I have white hood syndrome.
when I was a teenager, I do have that a little bit. When I was a teenager, I was on Medicaid and all, and the HRS, the child support, the people come in and they say you're not a fit parent and all, came and it was a whole thing, but they sent me in.
You're telling us like we have dealt with that before.
Well, I do forget that you both grew up rich, even though you think you didn't. You grew up definitely rich compared to me.
Yeah.
But
comparatively, I'll
comparatively,
I think my dad, stressed out dad would argue.
Oh, well, your dad worked for. Your dad had just. Yes,
I'll take it.
His job killed him.
Overextended boat. I didn't go on a boat.
His job killed him.
He did. Yeah, this is true, and that's if capitalism sucks. That's why hopefully if I lose 200 pounds, I can bring this goddamn thing down. I'm gonna pull down their goddamn ivory towers.
Lose weight and then try to take down capitalism.
No, if I have the energy, friend, I can destroy
I hope
this
that
system.
somewhere there's a guy going, God damn it, he's trying to lose weight again.
There might be. I'm wearing black shoes, but I had brown shoes on last night. I swear to God, my shoes got
You
switched
still
by
have
the
his brown shoes.
The fucking Fed switched my goddamn shoes.
Brownest shoes. This is the declaration of war.
Well,
They fucking switched my shoes.
we'll come up with something. I'll figure out
I
the
want you
challenge.
to keep losing it
by
because
the
you look
end,
great, dude. You really do, man.
Yeah, but I want to get down. So in 2012, I lost 150.
Well, let's do it.
150 something pounds. Well, I'm working on.
No,
it
because
takes a little while.
he's trying. I'm trying. I know Butler's trying. Sam's got a not a Peloton, but she has a Sunny bike. She's been right.
Yeah, don't go to the Red Lobster, bro.
Yeah, we are.
Well,
trying
I
to
only
be
go to Red
healthier.
Lobster.
I think everybody will feel a little bit better. I mean, it's up to you.
We
Do
love
whatever
you.
you want.
I want you to
I
get
know
fatter.
y'all want me. I know y'all want me around, and I have been slowly committing suicide with chicken nuggets as a 9mm. It's been a thing. I know.
Chicken nuggets are good though.
I'm very sad. Everything's sad.
Don't
Everything
talk
reminds
about it.
I know, but everything reminds me of bad memories. Like I'm probably never gonna see the kid again. Like that whole thing. Like everything's bad.
That'll make you sad.
So then you're just like, fuck it. Eating makes me happy. Vicious
eating
cycle.
makes me feel something. It's a vicious cycle. I also have a very unhealthy relationship with food that I use as a reward and a punishment. So it's like, so something goes good, you eat. If something goes bad, you eat to make up for it. It's bad. It's a bad thing.
I do that with alcohol.
Is there? Could you get?
Boy, this is the depressing.
gastric-
Tim is only funny if I'm fat. Get the fuck out of here.
Could you get a gastric bypass?
That's a troll.
I mean, I probably could.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking my 600-pound life said I wasn't fat enough,
Which
which hurt my goddamn heart so bad.
Oh,
I
you're
even
only
told him, I
500.
said,
It's called 600
I
pound
know,
life.
but I was 520. I even told
He
him, I was
got
like,
denied
not
from that
600,
show.
bro.
Remember?
I was, I even told him, I was like, look, a fucking podcast radio show will pay for it. And they're like, no.
You should get a gastric overpass. I don't even know what that is, but you should get
make
it.
it big.
Yeah, big.
And honestly,
I want veins the size of like fucking PVC pipe.
Yeah. Then you're never gonna heart
Yeah.
attack. You could be
Just
clogged.
run a big one for my heart, about the size of that tube that my dad would use to clean the fish tank. I want that right there, and then just put it, and then put all my veins into it like a big, just like a big.
Not to be
hose.
too morbid, I thought somebody would have killed me by now, so I really didn't think I had
Why?
to
Well,
worry.
why would they kill you?
Statute of limitations not up. If I'm not free to go, please contact my attorney, Joseph Hutch.
I don't know what that means.
You went crazy there. Tim, let's get into some conspiracy theories because I feel like it's the perfect time.
Yeah.
And the first one we mentioned a little
They
before the
fucking
show.
CIA moved my shoes?
No.
They switched my shoes out. They did.
It's Tim, if you get too crazy in the conspiracies, then people think you're nutty. I see it. They're like, you get too overexcited.
Just gotta dabble.
And you start you're just spewing a bunch of craziness, and everybody's like, calm down. So let's talk about Jeffrey Epstein. I saw something that just came out that they showed his jail cell, and there was something about his eye color and how that shows that it may be murder instead of suicide, obviously.
So let's take something. Let's all establish something real quick. One way or another, even if Jeffrey Epstein did commit suicide, the fact that he was allowed to die is a fucking conspiracy.
Okay, yeah.
He's the number one fucking, the most famous pedophile on earth, okay? I'm going to give y'all an example right now. Tom, who are you going to hire to guard a pizza? Me after eating 300 milligrams of edible, or Butler?
The number one pedophile.
Okay.
I always hire
number one.
My point is, like, the fact that they didn't keep him alive is a conspiracy. Okay, William Barr, the current Attorney General, got a goddamn his daddy gave Epstein his first job. Even if he committed suicide, he was allowed to die. The crime scene photos on this shit, he's got so many sheets. His fucking happy hours are busted. It's a goddamn...
Is it the equivalent to, like, in, those movies where there's someone that's in, like, the jail cell underneath the castle, and then the person, like, maybe the queen or the princess or whatever.
A baby book?
Well, they know the person's going to be put to death, so they go down there and then they give them some sort of poison to drink, so they kill themselves before they're put to death.
Well, he
they
didn't get a Socrates fucking hemlock. And no, here's the thing.
They were like, this guy's going to kill yourself before he murder you type of thing?
Well, I don't think he killed himself. I don't.
Okay.
And I know that, and that's tough, but the reason why is because he thought he was going to get bail. Because he probably was going to get bail. He was so... His attorney.
They would have given him, like, he's so rich and he's like, you would think he's a flight risk,
I can't see them doing that.
I don't know if you realize this, but the whole justice system is corrupt as fuck.
No, okay.
It has been. That's why he's not a convicted pedophile. He was sending his people out to a high school to get people to jerk him off.
Now, Tim, this is the problem that I have with, like, extreme conspiracy theories and, like, let's say a lot of religion, because anytime you start, bringing up any sort of counter arguments or logic or whatever, then religion wise, they go, we gotta have faith, it's like, because then there's no argument against that.
You eventually do reach a wall that then has to have a different buffer to kind of orchestrate.
And then when the conspiracy theory realm, when I'm like, well, I don't think they'd ever even let him have bail, and then you're like, well, the judges and the justice system are in on it too.
Right.
So then there's like, okay, well, if everybody's in on it, then anything is possible.
Okay,
right?
well,
it's
no,
hard
so
to.
Okay.
Now I do agree that the whole fucking thing, and everybody probably agrees that
here's something to remember.
Something crazy.
It doesn't take near as much for conspiracy as you think.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Remember, and sometimes the conspiracy. All right, you guys are my friends, right?
Yeah.
So if something came up, and if you could bend something just a little bit with a little bit of plausible deniability, you probably would, right? So remember, most of the wealthy elite go to the same schools. They go to the same shit. They're all each other's friends. You're going to look out for your friends.
It's a tight-knit group.
Okay.
Of,
There's
rich people,
we have an aristocrat. We don't really admit it in this country, but we do have a caste system. And fuck, I'm feeling that whiskey now. But we do have a caste system. We don't admit it, right? But just like Liz Warren, the fact she was a tenured professor at Harvard automatically disqualifies her for me. But point is with the Epstein thing, right? Epstein was super well connected and was probably an intelligence asset in the thing being that some of them pedophiles seek power, right? Because pedophilia requires power to actually get to do it. And if you number one of your fucking things you want to do is be a pedophile, you're going to seek power to do it, right? The Epstein thing with all the jail shit in it.
Do you write that down? I feel like you don't write that down.
Well, you don't necessarily write that down.
I don't think of our bucket list. You write number 1, be the best pedophile.
Well, no, it's just all right. So if your compulsion requires you to say you want to eat pizza, why wouldn't you end up being the manager of a pizza restaurant?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I get it.
I mean?
I get
You're
it. It's
around the thing.
I also get uncomfortable when we talk about this. It freaks me out.
Also, let's not forget, almost everything we do is to fuck.
Yeah.
Almost everything people do, everyone wants to get laid.
You probably migrate towards the career or the thing that you like, similar to, like, there's a lot of dickhead cops, and but their personality was dickhead to begin with, which lent them more towards being in that position.
They sought it out.
There's a lot of egomaniac radio DJs. Why? Is it because the radio made them egomaniacs? No, they were egomaniacs that got into a job because it fed their ego. Blah, blah,
You're
blah.
gonna fucking fill your groove, right?
Yeah.
With Epstein shit, Epstein was super well connected. He also was fucking. So he had a legal assistant who was like a 19-year-old girl that was coming in with his attorneys. So he was fucking before he got that whole suicide thing. I mean, the guy that was in
jail.
Yeah, so they had a legal assistant. He was spending 10 hours a day with a legal assistant who was a 19-year-old girl.
Inside, like, unsupervised jail
because
cell or something?
Yes, because attorney-client privilege. You can't monitor people's attorney. You can't monitor that. So he's spending 10 hours a day, and then they stopped it after that air quote suicide attempt when he was in there that crooked crop Taglioni, who fucking murdered 4 cartel guys and buried him in the goddamn yard. They found like Taglioni also. So Epstein's own attorney said he didn't try to commit suicide. He got assaulted. Taglioni's like, I didn't do it.
Now let me ask you this, Tim.
He's goddamn connected to the royal family and everything. Like, why wouldn't he?
So, what if, like, I know that news story came out or whatever, and I'm virtually certain the majority of people now probably think that this guy didn't commit suicide or something fishy about it. So, what if there's like an overwhelming amount of evidence and we found out that he was murdered? What would society do? Like,
not a goddamn thing, and that's the fucking secret of it. Not a goddamn thing.
Well, what can you do?
Well, would they
Nothing.
find out who did it, and then would they start would the press start being like, well, like it starts with the warden. The warden's the
But then-
I mean, we didn't find out more, but I mean,
right now,
But life goes on, and they're betting on life goes on, right?
So right now,
mean-
I'm going to give you. Let's pause for just so. Jack Ruby, the guy that killed Oswald, right?
Yeah.
The last person that saw him before he went air quote crazy was a guy named Dr. David Jolly West, right? Who
David Jolly?
I know David.
I know. I brought this up to him last night. I know.
Don't get a time
So
trip.
David Jolly
Mama,
West,
we made it!
in a document, part of that book I listened to recently called Chaos, right? So he told the CIA in a document that didn't get redacted the way it should
Suck
have
your belly,
that
damn
that he was able to implant a memory into someone's brain without them realizing he implanted the memory. So then Jack Ruby started saying that he killed JFK so that Jews in America, so that the government would know that Jews in America had the president's back or whatever. Basically, he's the only person that saw Jack Ruby alive, and then Jack Ruby went insane right beforehand, right? There's a way to break the human brain. If you do a bunch of acid, you do a bunch of amphetamines, you do a bunch of shit, you can break the human brain. Mind control is real. There is a
much
vast
acid?
conspiracy. A lot.
Well,
like 7.
Write that
Yeah.
down. Write that down.
Isn't there some someone that claims they were hypnotized to murder someone?
I mean, they say that all the time, and it could have been.
Although it does.
I think it sounds a lot like I got roofied at Cyberzone. Yeah, I said this and I lied. I'm not saying I lied. I'm saying at the time I thought. And the only conceivable answer for somebody as responsible as I am about doing my shifts and doing my work at Real Radio and all that kind of bullshit, like it doesn't even register in my brain that I would drink so much that I would get on there and Fatboy Slim tickets and everything. But I must have been mind controlled. And somebody must have implanted hypnotized me to drink a gallon of rum at Club La Vila and then go in and say I had Fatboy Slim tickets and then try to fight the bouncer in the front of Cyberzone.
Bro, tell me about it. Foot golf 2018.
Yeah, you were hypnotized.
I was drugged.
Yeah.
Fucking CIA fucked it up to throw off chaos.
Tim, is there any conspiracy theory that's out as of recent that people may find interesting that you can think of? Because it's hard for me to believe like mass conspiracy theories, but then things like that baseball cheating scandal happened.
God,
But it doesn't take as much as you think,
and then
man.
I'm like, wow, they were able to get away with this cheating for a long time before they eventually got caught. Although that kind of leads me to believe that everybody will because there's too many people that know. How do you keep that many people from?
But it doesn't matter
quiet?
if you get caught. Have you ever heard of the Tzatziki experiment?
Yes, yeah. And there are conspiracy
Well, what is it
theories.
then? What is it then?
I have no idea, but I've heard
There
of
you
it.
go. Okay.
Oh, I like that.
The U.S. government.
You ever
gave
heard
a
the
bunch-
Red Hot Chili Peppers
The
album
U.S.
called
government-
They were
Chicka Chicka Boom
experimenting
Boom?
on
Not real, bro.
on African American
Yes,
pilots.
they gave
right?
no. That's where it's the Alabama's word from the squadron.
Okay, I have no idea.
They gave a bunch of fucking black dudes syphilis.
Ah,
We've got proof that they've done a bunch of shit,
yeah.
but no
I mean,
one's gonna give a fuck, man.
they
They're
were-
not gonna give a fuck.
I listened to some podcasts about real conspiracies that actually happened, and the government at one time did release a virus in chemical form off the coast of like
Tuskegee and Tzatziki, your people are fighting over in the chat room.
and
Tzatziki, delicious. Tuskegee, black guys in airplanes.
and they released this like chemical that
well,
had
they
a-
could be delicious too.
It was a benign chemical agent to test the way biological warfare would spread.
Yeah, and
they've
see
done
if
it
the
a bunch of
Japanese- yeah.
times.
And then one person actually died, even though
Yes.
the virus was supposed to be
Benign, yeah, it was supposed to be, yeah.
And then they're like, and then it came out later that it did happen, but there was a bunch of people that were screaming that this happened, and everybody thought they were nuts because
Google
they're like,
Operation Northwoods and see if I'm really that fucking crazy.
What is that about?
That's where the CIA influenced a ton of shit. Like, listen, there is fucking vast conspiracies. I'm too fucked up to do this. It's gonna get us. fucking,
I like it.
But,
you know what? I like drunk conspiracy theories is funnier.
Well, it's not funnier. It's gonna get the fucking. We're gonna get shut down. They're gonna be fucking listening.
Who's listening?
See, that's where
But
I
it
have a
doesn't
hard
take
time.
that much. It doesn't take that much.
Tim, start talking about how you think they're gonna come kill you. Because
God damn it.
Because
They stole his shoes last night, Tom. It's only inevitable.
Because Tim,
that
you realize when
it starts with brown shoes to black shoes, it ends in murder.
when you start
everyone knows.
when you start screaming that the feds stole your shoes and they're coming to get me.
Wait a minute, your wife said that someone
screaming
stole
it.
her Steve Madden.
I think she's
screaming it.
crazy too.
I wasn't screaming. I was just saying I went to bed in brown shoes. Where the brown shoes were, black shoes were there. The black shoes are blown the fuck out. I just bought Skechers last week. I overdirected my China mechanic.
Which ones? Shape ups?
No, I didn't buy shape ups. I'm not a fucking idiot. Those things don't work. I bought
Joe
that-
Montana endorsed them. How fucking
dare you? Know what? Get
and
the
they
fuck
didn't
out
work.
of here.
And they didn't work. And they didn't
America's
work.
quarterback.
But I woke up and they were black shoes instead of the brown shoes there, and I have no fucking clue where the brown shoes weren't.
Oh.
That was probably just me and a fugue state being up too long. I don't really want to talk about the federal government thing. Killing me is that I would eventually like to organize some people in the doomsday cult thing, blah, 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 whatever, bring down the bosses and all that, and then they're going to probably give me cancer like they gave fucking Chavez.
Okay, so
we're going to need an Uber. I'm just throwing it out there.
We are, because I cannot.
I'm just throwing that out
I know,
there. So,
listen, Travis got my
Lyft,
truck running again,
yeah.
but I cannot drive that truck home right now.
again, when the guy sent by the feds to go assassinate you, he's sitting in his car doing recon. He's
Well, I
gonna be
see
like-
him. He's out there.
He's like, we'll let nature take his course.
They might.
We're not gonna waste some sweet cancer
They might.
babies on this guy.
They might. They got a gun that does it. It shoots you with a pellet and gives you cancer.
We're not going to waste the sweet cancer babies.
Let's play a couple voicemails and get the hell out of here.
All right. Tell people.
Oh, man,
tell
2
people.
hours.
Yeah, tell people how we leave voicemails while I dig these up.
Just get our free app. It's Mediocre app. Just search Tom and Dan on any of your smartphones, and you can download it for free. If you're a BDM, once you enter in your name and password, you get all the BDM shows for free and the event page where it tells you where all the BDM meetups are. Because beyond there are free events that we throw, our BDMs put on their own events, and they do meetups everywhere.
They have their own
Plus, you get access to the
subgroups.
goddamn group. You get the group, and you can fucking damn near anything you fucking ever imagined in that goddamn group.
If you're
yeah.
if you're a BDM and you're not
It's a resource, dude.
in our BDM only Facebook, I mean, speaking of that,
It's
like,
a resource, man.
you know how many times BDMs put out something like, "Hey, I'm looking for this" or whatever. They all help each other. Is what I'm doing now
Or
with
something
BDMs.
silly like I got tickets to Celine Dion front row, can't go. Who wants them? You know, like well, there we go.
Just spend the fucking $2.99 or whatever you fucking pieces of shit.
There you
Support
go.
the goddamn
All right.
group.
I gave a BDM my
I'm fucking tired.
I like it. Here we
If
go.
you sign up to be BDM from this show, I'll help you with a fucking misdemeanor.
That's a good choice.
Hey guys, I'm listening to a Friday free show, and Tom is saying Daniel's situation of getting a lot of blowjobs is a rarity. This may be an age thing, I don't know, because I'm in like my mid-20s, and pretty much every girl I've ever been with, or like any girl any of my friends have been with, just like all give blowjobs. Like that's just like a thing. Also, none of us are married, so maybe that, factors into it, I guess. But it sounds like even before marriage, it wasn't really a thing for him. I think it's just with every younger generation, they just get nastier and grimier until everyone's just butt-effing each other. All right, have a good day.
Of course, it's an age thing.
Thing.
Age. When I was in my
Can't get AIDS
20s,
from blowjobs. Everyone knows it.
I didn't complain about not getting blowjobs in my 20s before I was married. That's the whole joke. I mean, there's every stand-up has a joke about the blowjobs.
I get a lot of blowjobs. I got one last night.
You're the anomaly.
No, all you got to know, you are...
No,
It's almost like if you have healthy communication with your partner about your sexual needs.
No, you're
all my
scared.
Miami friends, I'm like, blowjob, every shake of their head. I look at
and
Travis.
again, we say this, you have an incredibly unhealthy relationship
No,
with
you
sex,
gotta,
Tom.
you do it with comedy. Like last night, I'll give you my approach. Last night, I'm laying there, and I may have bought a brand new marijuana tincture, and maybe it was taking me to the moon, and I didn't want to quite go to the moon without getting a blowjob first, because, it's...
that honestly sounds like the best birthday I've
Yeah,
prepared I've ever
it's
had.
just better if you're on the moon, after a blowjob. And I said, I used a line from, it was a Lil Wayne line. I used, why don't you hop up on this dick and do a full split?
And that worked. It just started
And
blowing
she
it?
started laughing. She's like, what? And I was like, how about a blowjob? And
I've gotten my dick sucked 'cause that was funny
And she
about
was
it.
like, ugh. Really? And I go, yeah. I mean, it would be awesome. And she goes, okay. So it's
again,
Fucking bullshit.
Again, I told you at fucking Craig LaFour's birthday.
I made her laugh.
Walk up to that girl and tell her you're beautiful and I appreciate all you do for me. I guarantee
he's
she'll suck
right.
your dick.
If you can
I
make him
guarantee
laugh,
ya.
give him a.
Travis, I'm just going to look at you now because I'm not taking blowjob
told you,
advice
motherfucker.
from Big Tim or
I
Daniel.
weighed 500 pounds in a
Wait,
threesome.
I
I
give
know how to
blowjobs.
get pussy, friend.
I give.
I know
blowjobs.
how.
I give blowjobs, and I'm telling
well,
you,
Girls fuck my
Wait,
personality, friend.
I'm that
I know
guy.
how to get this.
Who's the guy with the hat, the furry hat, the nag, throwing out the nag, the genius,
The game guy.
Yeah.
What's his name? Fucking mystery.
I'm telling you, like you just gotta make them laugh, and then you tell them like, oh, that'd be pretty dope. If we got a blowjob,
I
and it
will
wouldn't
bet
happen.
you. I will
Wouldn't
bet
that
you
happen to me?
fucking
I
$50
could be like,
goddamn dollars.
How about blowy?
If you listen to my fucking.
Don't say blowy. First of all, don't say blowy. Damn it! Don't say blowy.
Anyway, I'm just saying, if you're married to Lamar, he's running it.
Best quarterback legs in the game. I mean, yeah. He's got it's his only option.
Well, yeah. Let's say Favre has a hard time.
Yeah. Oh, they're gonna pull him down.
Throwing deep nowadays.
Yeah. Stays in the pocket too long. He's a dead man.
Yeah.
Okay. Remember Carl that used to get too drunk?
Yes.
Womack?
Level 10 Carl.
Womack, the little one?
Yeah, he's back. Here we go.
I love that guy.
Hey, Tom Dan. Talking about Samantha and the butler. Hey, just saying.
He
You gotta give the butler credit. Anyways, I was coming across some interesting facts about something called C. diff. And something that is like a bad.
By the way, this is how my wife hears me after one sip of White Claw.
I want to high five you. I went to high five you because you're right. This is how your
sip.
hypersensitive wife that can notice
She's
everything.
Like, it's 8:15, motherfucker. You're already started. I'm like, one sip.
And this is what you sound like.
And I'm telling you, if you appreciate her better, she wouldn't give you so much shit.
No, this is how Tom sounds like asking for a blowjob. Ready? Here we go.
That happens to you, that happens to your number two,
What the fuck's he even saying?
By the way, back to the 24-year-old saying like, I don't know, I get a blow. Everybody blowing his. It's like
he's got more time in the day.
It's like you say, like, I hear these old guys complaining about their dicks not working. My dick works fine. Everybody knows dick works fine. No shit.
It's like you're 18. You're like, I don't have cancer. I don't have any diseases. It's like you're not old enough, you motherfucker.
Yeah, that's what happens.
There's more time in the day. You got two little babies.
We're complaining about shit that's not in your genre yet.
Okay, now
you'll know.
Here's where it gets interesting. So, this is his first, voicemail.
Is there really something that you can actually like accomplish to be better in like your physication? Your physical beat.
Physication.
I mean, by doing like a doo-doo pill somewhere, like a doo-doo suppository or something like that.
What the fuck's he even talking about?
I just would like
You know what? I understand what he's saying.
And I would like you guys to talk about it. So, let me know.
Okay, so
I think I
fecal
interpreted-
transplants?
Yes, yeah, because there is a thing that people's like gut bacteria get all screwed up, or like they have like
Cancer, AIDS.
treatments and stuff. Like it kills everything, including the good bacteria that you have in your
you
gut.
don't want to do that.
So
So
then
they get Aboriginal
Yes!
Amazonian gut bacteria implanted through fecal transplants.
Now
they-
he fell
they get
asleep.
Amazon Indian doo-doo up their butt.
He
Seriously,
well, it's a
that's
pill, and I
thing.
think you eat it. I
so
don't
he
think you
fell
eat the
asleep,
It's a
and then an
suppository.
hour later, he called back.
You don't take it like
Christ.
a pill. Fucking gross.
And this is
Eat this doo-doo pill, you piece of shit.
Well, they do. They put it in the pit. They put it in the
They
pill.
centrifuge the shit out of it, so it's, you
I
do
get
eat
cancer, and you're making me eat doo-doo pills.
it, it's just not going to go. If you stick it up your ass, it's not going to go into your gut.
Here's part 2. He called back.
Somebody give me a White Claw.
Hey guys, I don't know.
Okay, it's real bad. I knew you'd like this. Okay, so in case you're just joining us, he fell asleep because I looked at the time codes because I can see when things come in.
God damn it, man.
So he fell asleep for like an hour and then woke
Thanks,
up
sir.
and must have been like, I need a drink. And then he had another drink, and this is what you get.
Hey guys, I don't know.
The fuck's he even saying
They're
now?
all good about being healthy and stuff. I was just wondering what you guys thought about rice.
Did he say rice or race? Then he asked you for your fucking
No, he
rice.
keeps going. I just paused it to hear it a little more.
Is there a good rice? Is there a bad rice? This could be for a gentleman's guide. I think that
Kramer would not
maybe
tolerate this.
Jasmine rice. That's what I had bought. It was good. Yeah. Just wondering. Does it smell like doo-doo foot, or is it good for you? I don't know. There's a lot of good things that smell like bad for you, but they're good for you. Is there a certain thing? I don't know. I would like Stephen Kramer to answer this.
Oh, I'm going to save this for Steven.
Carl-
I'm going to save this for Steven. Okay.
Carl, what's happening at your house? Like, where's your wife or girlfriend?
No.
Probably
Is,
not.
is anybody
don't
kids?
ask,
You
don't
got
ask, don't
you got
ask.
anything to do? Like,
Hopefully
what's
it's not
happening?
like a
Hey,
celebration
hey,
scenario.
let's not listen. Some people are lonely. Let's not fucking.
Well,
I know.
hopefully they're not dead like that celebration man where he's just living amongst the dead for like weeks.
That's
happened?
weird.
The guy that killed his family in celebration? I mean, he was living for weeks with their
I
bodies.
almost
No.
guarantee.
Yeah.
The whole family and the dog, right?
And the dog.
I almost guarantee that was an economic thing. He probably lost his job and he was
He
embarrassed
did.
by it.
It always is.
Well,
And almost always. And
I'm
we could
virtually
end-
certain
It's always mental illness and money.
We
Yeah.
can almost end almost all gun violence in this country by doing a year's basic income.
No sane person kills everybody because they're lost some money. That's a totally
Well,
insane
but again,
act.
you
Said
say
the compulsive gambler.
Well, to answer Drunk Carl's question, cauliflower rice is the shittiest of all rice.
Wow.
that ain't
fist
even
bump
rice.
to you,
That's
too.
cauliflower.
You know what I
so
say
then
is
they
worse?
raise-
Terrible.
Listen, my wife's buying that shit.
It stinks.
Like,
It
if you put some hot
sucks.
sauce and mix
No,
some meat in there,
can't do it.
What's worse than that is the black rice, the like wild grain.
I like
but-
that.
No, the one that's
I
like,
like
It's a
black
little
rice.
too al dente sometimes.
it's
But the
hard.
grain,
hard.
the grain is long.
Yeah. But
black.
I'm not talking about wild
Jasmine
rice.
rice.
I'm talking about it is jet black
Yeah.
rice. I told my nanny, my wife bought it.
Wild
He's like,
rice
this
is
is
a
healthy.
myth. Wild rice
Yeah.
is supposedly like Uncle Ben's wild rice, not wild rice. Wild rice that my wife makes is that long grain. It's huge.
Yeah.
And I like it, but I like the taste
Juan
of
doesn't like your wild rice.
But there's
It's fucking terrible.
There's hard jet black rice that's gross.
What you goddamn Vietnamese fucking peasants? What the
I
fuck
don't
are y'all
know.
eating so much rice for?
My
I eat rice
wife's
every
like,
day.
this is healthy.
That sounded very racist. I apologize.
it. Eat rice every day.
All right,
more?
let's
Diggy
get the hell
Daggy,
out of
Last
here.
one. Last
Okay.
one. Last
All
one.
right.
Here.
Hey gang, it's Zach from Ohio. A few years ago, I woke up one morning before work and I brushed my teeth like normal. And I looked in the mirror when I went to brush my tongue and I saw that my tongue was completely black. And I flipped the fuck out. And I searched online like a black tongue organ failure. And I found that it's just a symptom of Pepto-Bismol before bed if you have not cleaned out your mouth well enough. It makes your mouth turn black.
Black turds too.
By the way, I think Pepto-Bismol tastes delicious.
You're a fucking
minty.
weirdo, Zach. But I love it.
I don't mind it either.
So it'll turn your tongue black
Yeah.
if you like
Like a giraffe.
Like
yeah.
a bird.
Why? It's
Also,
pink.
also, internal bleeding will turn your shit black.
Yeah, but like
yeah.
Pepto-Bismol, you're taking it because you have gut problems, and then you go shit, and your shit will come out jet black. and you'll be like, I'm dying.
Oh yeah, the same thing with the eating beets or red wine.
Beets is terrifying.
You
bloody poop.
You look down and
that fat uncle of mine that died in the woods. He one time he drank too much red Kool-Aid and he did mushrooms and tripped. And he thought he was puking blood and his whole thing. My grandma on her deathbed, we explained that it was mushrooms that did it.
Based on gut bacteria and how and being healthy, and Butler might be able to answer this. I believe that your poop is supposed to sink.
Yes, if it floats, then it's a gallstone.
Yeah, but I like a good fluffy shit that floats on the top that looks like that's got some air in it.
Yeah.
I like it. It's fluffier. It's like whipped cream.
It whipped up good.
Yeah. Sometimes my shits look like they have hair on it.
That's
what poop in a hairy log.
How the fuck does that happen?
Shits look like they
what
have
the fuck are you eating, Butler?
Like a mossy shit.
What?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's not good, man.
I'm eating.
We'll
hair.
find out.
My wife makes me eat hair. She's fucking with me.
That hair pie.
After seeing, let's be real.
All right, we're getting out of here.
Let's
Tim's too drunk. Hair pie over
Hey,
here.
I'm not too drunk. I'm only drunk enough.
Hair pie.
I miss Samantha.
I know she would have kept us together. I thought she was gonna be here.
We'd be done with the show already if Samantha was here.
I miss her so bad.
Yeah. Come back, Samantha.
Come back.
I got a hair pie. Got this crazy drunk guy.
I've got a hair pie. The crazy drunk guy.
He thinks the FBI stole his shoes.
I don't think that yet.
I'm done
Not
with
yet.
it.
Not yet.
It's hot
Not
in
yet.
here.
Well, Butler turned up the AC.
Samantha usually keeps it cool. God damn this
Oh, it
sucks.
was too cold earlier. It was too cold earlier. Come to my fucking thing at the fairgrounds on the 28th of February.
The name of the
Ross
show
will be
is
there.
Hair Pie and Brown Shoes. There it is.
I missed them shoes. I just paid $75 for them. I don't have no money.
All right, Butler. What do we got going on at some watering holes here?
All right, today actually at Ivanhoe Park Brewer we got the Bet Noir. Sorry, I had to correct that. It's a collaboration between we got Deviant Wolf, Ivanhoe Park, and also Rock Pit Brewing Company. So that's a sponsor of Sam's show as well.
Cool.
So they got an awesome beer brewing over there. Tonight also you have a Brew Tap House, Legacy. He's a phenomenal band. It's kind of a little funk hip hop to it. Has an acoustic feel to it. That's at 9 p.m. tonight. And then tomorrow, we got foot golf. Everyone could show up at the Celery City. 12:30. Get some free. We have some drinks out there. We got the silent auction.
Come for the after party and hang out.
Correct.
Yeah. Tons of things in the auction, and again, if you guys want to become BDMs, we're gonna send out the invite to the next party real soon.
Yep.
So there's you can actually pick your price. So because of the BDM love meter, you can get in at $195 and
Give them $9.95, you piece of shit.
And you can get in at $10.95.
Yeah, like whatever you feel, is good. And for those of you that go heavier, we appreciate it. For those of you that don't, we appreciate that too. Look. As long as you're participating, as long as you're listening, as long as you're part of the community and helping us keep this thing going, we appreciate you and love you. So
100%.
So guys, for those of us all playing foot golf, we'll see you tomorrow. Anything else?
We'll see you at Hullabaloo next week.
Yep.
And we'll see you on the shows next week.
And come to the fucking fairgrounds, please, on 28th.
Yeah.
If they don't go well, it's going to be real bad.
Yeah.
I need y'all to come to that.
Save Big Tim.
Yeah.
Save
Save
him.
Hashtag Save Big Tim.
And
And
Big Tim.
guys, we'll see you next week.